Corey.
Hello.
We're very, very close.
Very close.
Very
We got
close.
Tina down the table.
If you listen to last week's podcast, I'm moving, but I don't own
One
a
teeny
furniture.
tiny table.
Cuddly. To me, it creates warmth in the
It
podcast.
reminds me of our roommate.
I can let you know if you have anything in your teeth at any time. And as such, we actually have a couple things going on in this podcast that change it up on us. I moved-ish, clearly not out of the way. And
we have our first podcast guest.
right, so we got a couple moving pieces. And this podcast guest has to get it compliance authorized. So they got to send the podcast to compliance. Compliance, if you're listening, I love you guys. Huge fan of being compliant. That's my favorite place to be. Need you to teach a class to all my exes on compliancy. So what we're going to do is Corey and I are going to film most of the podcast, and the meat and potatoes part we're going to do over Zoom with Eugene.
Am I staring at you or am I staring at them?
You stare at whoever is most important to you. So we're going to go through the podcast in this very intimate setting. I can see Corey hasn't pulled up the
There's no room.
Script?
I put my phone on the floor. I said it's either Diet Coke or phone.
You just pop your head over here. You can just read it off the script. So let's go through today's podcast. Our guest is going to be Eugene Kim, finance rep. You guys have submitted your questions to him, but he really wants to talk about your questions and entrepreneurship. He said, let's just have fun with it.
I know. He's a fun guy. He's hilarious. We're in a text thread with him. He's so funny. If you haven't heard of us before, we are the Miracle Twins, and we host the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing podcast each Tuesday. For the most part, pretty consistently, you'll get a new episode. It might not be the best.
I would talk compliance. If you take too long, this is out of date. So if you can get it back to me today, that'd be great. But yeah, today we're going to interview Eugene. You guys asked for interviews in 2026. Every idea people have, it is a ton of back end work.
It's a ton of
You
work.
just don't realize it when you write that one sentence saying it would be cool if you did. But here we are. And this Eugene said he'd play nice and go easy on us. And then we will open it up to other bakers for the following months.
Yeah, that'll be fun. If you sign up, we'll go easy on you, send you the pre-done questions so you know what you're in for.
And I don't think anyone thinks this is all too professional. So
This has never been professional day in his life.
Corey did her car sales pitch intro to Sugar Cookie Marketing. Things we have coming up that we'll mention later on in the podcast is the photography boot camp.
Yes.
Corey's excited about it.
Excited about it.
I'm just doing the editing on this one. I did more of the heavy lifting for the
Yeah.
cookie classes one. We have the AI collab coming up
In March, correct?
in March.
In March.
And then an Irish icing class that actually dropped yesterday late at night.
Late at night.
And it is super duper cute. So I want to talk about that in a minute. My quote today is compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
Interest.
Compounding interest is a wild,
It's
wild
a crazy,
thing.
weird.
It's great if you use it, and it's absolutely the worst thing.
I
Hate it. I hate it for all of us. So we're going to skip over the topic right now. Then I'm going to actually edit it. I'm going to scooch us apart.
Yeah.
Put Eugene in the mid.
But
So Corey and I are not going
it's
to.
going to be a twin sandwich.
Yeah. If
It's
you
going to be the stuffing for our worry.
watch compliance, be like, most of it you got to edit. And it's just me and you. Really close. If you guys want to see how close we are, you can go to the YouTube channel, Sugar Cookie Marketing, and subscribe.
Yeah. You'll see me choose between looking at Heather.
I could see Corey's attitude when I was like, she's like, what are we doing here? I said, nobody
I
knows.
wanted to come in pre-thought out.
So, okay, now I'm going to like 1, 2, 3, and blink. Remember, we just pretend we had this great conversation. So we actually recorded the first part of the podcast already.
Okay.
And then we're going to put you in the middle.
Okay.
And we're going to at the end of the podcast.
Whatever you need to do.
Okay.
I'm just excited to be a guest.
Okay, Eugene, start us off with opening with who you are,
Oh no.
what you're allowed to say that you do, and
Yeah.
just a little bit about you.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Well, first of all, thanks for bringing me on here. I am, let's see, I'm originally from Chicago and moved to Bloomington, Indiana back in 1997 to do my undergrad. Took a couple victory laps and realized that I would probably not make a good employee. I don't like people telling me what to do. So
Who
I went
does?
into business for myself. Yeah, there you go. In the meantime, I was coaching volleyball, girls
I
volleyball.
see you were really big into volleyball. Who knew you had all this secret talent?
I
Where's
know
that
I'm the
spike?
most unathletic human being you'll ever see.
I
So
doubt it.
that's
I
I
doubt it.
rode the bench my whole career. So I always say those who can't play teach. So
There you
that
go. I like that spin. Me and Heather were both pine ponies as well.
yeah, there you go. So I started coaching in 1999. Met an absolute legend in the game. Didn't even realize how reputable he was in the big volleyball world. And so I coached high school as an assistant coach with him. I ran a club volleyball program for AAU ball and coached at Indiana University for 1 year as a volunteer coach. And I retired about 4 years ago until my daughter, rotten daughter, said, "Hey, Dad, I want to play volleyball." I was like, "You got to be
You
kidding
said, "Give me out. I'm
me."
ready. Going
Yeah.
into retirement."
Yeah. So I'm probably going into my 25th year of doing some type of volleyball.
That is
So I've coached,
crazy. So, question for you. What's your
sure.
favorite position to play? Not that I know the names, but that sounded
Yeah.
like a good question to ask.
That's a great question to ask. Yeah, I actually the older I get, the bench side is way better for me. But I love the setting position, and the setter is kind of the quarterback of the court, and so a lot of leadership skills in there. But I love volleyball because the next person who has to touch the ball, it has to improve upon what's
Ah,
happened, and so I think it's the ultimate team sport. And of course I'm highly biased in that.
yeah.
So
No,
I love
it
it, but
sounds like a communal. Me and Heather tried it in high school. It didn't go well, but the setter did set the tone for how
sure.
you could honestly reset the game depending on how the setter sets you up.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And everybody's involved in it, right? It's not one of those games where I can dribble the basketball
Yeah.
for whatever and then just shoot it every time. I have to involve my teammates to do the best I can. So I've always loved it. I've coached only girls for 25 years, but I think it's such a great place to build confidence in a world that is telling you a lot of different things and sending you different messages
True.
through social media and magazines and
Oh, absolutely.
friends and all that. But now you got a volleyball court that says, "Hey, we went in there, we did this, and we learn a lot of skills." So I always say the least important thing that we've done as coaches is to teach them how to hit a volleyball. And I
Yeah.
and I think if that's what we get out of it, then we failed as coaches. I think we want them to learn how to be good business folks, and we want them to learn to be good wives and good mothers, and be able to be the next person who cures cancer. But we want them to use those skills that they learned on the court to be able to do those things. And then the winning is fun, but you hope that that's the byproduct of making sure
Yeah.
that everything you do in the gym is correct. So,
Making me want to take a volleyball.
Yeah, I know.
well, there
Well,
you go.
and break.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. And
So you said you have the daughter. Is this your only child? This one
it's my
spoiling
only
for
child.
yours?
Yep, she's 12, and
She's growing up
she's
real fast, according to your bio.
oh my gosh, it just seems impossible. It scares me because 12 years has gone by so
I
quickly. And
know.
then I think,
Corey's having
okay,
an
if then
existential crisis as well.
yeah, are we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you
Together,
go.
I feel what you're saying. So 12 years old, what grade does that put her in?
So puts her in sixth grade.
Oh, sixth grade.
And then she'll be, and so you get all the fun sixth grade drama and conversations and all that kind of stuff that
I
I'm
can see
totally
Eugene.
unequipped for.
Tell me more. Tell me
Yeah,
more.
yeah, that's right. I was like, that's a mommy conversation. So,
Yeah.
so we have a great relationship in that. I oftentimes, when we get in the car, she'll say, "How do you think I did?" And I'll ask, and I stole this from somebody, as all my great ideas are stolen from someone else. That way, I can blame them if it becomes a bad idea. Um, but I'll say, "Hey, do you want Dad's opinion or do you want Coach's opinion?" And
Oh,
she
hey,
will.
good to know.
Yeah, she'll always go with Dad's opinion first, right? I mean,
Uh,
I want what Dad would say. I say, "Oh, I love you. I think you're great. You
yeah,
did a
we knew
great
that already.
job. So proud of you. Let's go get some ice cream." And,
I love Dad's opinion too. Give me
you're
Dad's
right.
opinion.
Yeah.
Let me
10
give
minutes
you
later,
Dad's
just out of
opinion. We'll get
sheer
some ice cream from
curiosity.
coaches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of sheer curiosity, 10 minutes later, she'll go, "Well, what would Coach say?" I go, "You're not getting dinner tonight, and we're going home."
Take that ice cream, throws it away. I'll tell you what Coach would
Yeah.
say.
So, but she's already got her ice cream cone, so she's pretty happy. But I think it's hard. It's just it's a really tough climate these days to be coaching in general, but coaching your own kid, parenting your own
I
kid,
know.
all the challenges that come with that. So
Ah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Preaching to the choir right
been
here.
doing that, and then been in the financial services business for going on 14 or 15 years. I'm
What'd you
financial
major in
representative.
college?
I was
that
a general
led you to?
studies guy. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
yeah.
gen studies. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so right out of college, I ran my own AAU volleyball club called
Oh,
Hoosier
nice.
Land Volleyball Club
I
many,
saw
many
that.
moons ago. Yeah. And fortunately, by great talent, people started recruiting out of our club, and that kind of helped, get my name out there a little bit that way. Uh, and then I was asked to be an athletic director at a very small Christian school, Lighthouse Christian Academy. So did that for a little bit, and then I ran a dog kennel for 2 years. I was
No
a general manager for a dog.
way.
Yeah.
Is there
So
anything you don't do?
oh, that list is way longer for sure. Yeah, that list is way longer. And
What's your
someone,
favorite breed of dog? Good question.
so we have three at home. I've got an
Oh, wow.
Australian cattle dog and German Shepherd mix, and we have two dogs that are really aging. We're a nursing home for dogs these days. The other one is a Morkie, so a Maltese Yorkie mix,
It's
and they're
little.
little. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like 3 pounds. She thinks she's 28. Um, and those two are probably 14 and 15 years old.
Wow.
And I love them for different reasons. And then we got a golden doodle.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
she's the best dog I've
craziness.
ever had. I mean, she's just sweet and energetic and fun and smart. And
Look
I'm
at
not a
Dad's favorite
dog
right
lover,
there.
which is really weird. But my wife and my daughter love dogs. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
Well, with
great.
having the kennel manager here, I guess it would be great. Do you see them
Yeah.
as pets or do you see them as we need to put him to bed? It's time.
Yeah, no, they're definitely pets. That world's a different world. I mean, that people love their animals,
Yeah,
and
they do.
boy, they'd go bankrupt for their animals.
Uh-huh.
What was the most unruly dog breed that you have dealt with?
Corey taking notes.
Oh gosh, boxers. I think boxers are
Oh,
they're
yeah.
bananas. I mean,
My
those
parents
dogs.
only let us have one dog, and it was a
Is that
boxer.
right?
He had nothing going on behind the eyes. Not one
Oh
brain
yeah,
thought
yeah.
ever happened.
Weimaraners are crazy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
The
They're
first
they're
time at 37 years old, I'm hearing that word.
You need to watch the Kennel Club.
yeah. They are high strung, but dog owners are that are using it for daycare, which we used a lot. We had these luxury condos set up that
Oh,
they're booked out years in advance. I mean, we need people like that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you need people who like the high-end cookie stuff and all the frosting and all the icing on it. That's a lot of icing, and
Yeah.
with the icing comes with some personality to it.
absolutely.
So,
The higher end the product, the more unique the
The
demographic.
client.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and we're happy for them, but there's a lot of demands that oftentimes come with that. So,
Thank you. We love them and we love
we lo-
their
we love
idiosyncrasies
them.
and we love their money.
We love them all.
So then you went from dog kennel and then you got into this financing and you kind of parked it here,
Mhm.
right? Unless I skipped
Yeah.
some other crazy offshoot you stopped at.
No,
Yeah, when you did
that's right.
underwater basket weaving, remember?
No, 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 no. I didn't do that. You don't want me to weave anything. But no, yeah, went into financial services. Really realized it's just a people business, and people just need people to talk to about things that can impact their retirement, their savings,
Sure.
how to do things, when to do things, and all that kind of stuff. And we do a lot of the life insurance and disability protection, asset protection, plus asset growth. And it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, I love it. You get to meet really neat people. Obviously, have had the opportunity to meet you guys and, randomly, and that stuff is really cool, right? To help feel like you're helping folks, to have some very difficult conversations sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Scary conversations and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been great.
That is wonderful. So I figured if compliance is okay, and I told them all we're running. I told the compliance office hello. So
Yeah,
hopefully they
that's
go
right.
easy. I'll try to butter them up a little bit,
That's right. Make them happy.
We asked the cookie group. Eugene's obsessed with the cookie ladies. He was like, "Can I talk to him on the podcast?" We're like, "Actually, we
Yeah,
needed somebody to be the guinea pig to be interviewed." And he was like, "I'll do it. I'll be easygoing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll be happy. I'll be nice." So we asked some of you guys who are listening in podcast land some questions you'd like to ask Eugene, and he reviewed them. So Eugene, if you want us to go through these, you
sure.
can. Do you need it? Do you need like to do a disclaimer?
No, I don't think we need to do a disclaimer. Fortunately, most of these are tax questions, and I think you guys know a CPA that could probably
Oh
he'd
yeah.
be just as yeah. I mean, he'd talk about his cars and all that kind of stuff, but he'd
Yeah,
be good for you too.
we met through Eugene through the accountant that we speak of. I'm scared of him, but he definitely said if I could send him the link to this, he would like to watch your big
Oh
baby.
God, well,
So
good
he
because
said
your
he's had it
next
on his,
guest is going to be Carrie Deckert. Yeah,
and he's only talking about cars. So
yeah, that's right. Oh
the
yeah,
first
that's great.
question, and probably the most important one I wanted to ask you, and it's not here on the list, is if you had to pick between your favorite twin, which one would it be? So please answer
Oh
accurately.
yeah, you know what? I mean, both of you
If
for
you say me, she doesn't come to any of the meetings. She
she
doesn't come
doesn't
to
come
any.
to any
Yeah,
of the meetings.
let your book
You
Scott, so you could be a kennel club member. I don't know. So
well.
just kidding.
Well, I appreciate the question, but I think I'm going to wait another day. I will let Podcast Land
There you go.
do the
I
voting
know,
on that
I
one.
They love
You
to
know,
say me, and
yeah,
they'd be nice to Heather, and say her
that's
name
right.
sometimes.
Allison sent us this question, and she said, "What is the best way to track and document my income to distinguish between cottage food sales and instructional income? Our state cottage laws caps baking sales at 35,000 annually. However, for cookie classes, a majority of the fee is for teaching and instruction, while only nominal portion reflects the baked goods themselves." And that is a complex question because you're not a CPA, but
Right.
can you have any, do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said, I think that's more of a tax question than it is a financial,
Yes.
rep question type of question. But, when it comes to doing things in-house, so um, you have a lot of entrepreneurs in this group.
Yes.
They're all selling cookies and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's got a different idea as far as how to track it. So obviously, you want to check with your state tax laws and what they require you to do. But as far as tracking, we still have people in this world that are pen and paper, and that's what feels most comfortable to them. We have people that do it on Microsoft Excel, and that's what's best for them. Some of them need a CPA because they don't want to do the work for it, and there's costs associated with that. So I would, like I think it would be best to just kind of lean on the group as far as, hey, what's everybody using? And because everybody has a different personality and different background, I
Yeah.
don't think there's a perfect one that fits everyone. You're
It's
you're going to
interesting
find
because
problems.
that capping thing is very unique state by state. Not all
Okay,
states have a cap. Some states do, and they're very strict on it. And then there's always that whole like teaching as a service versus food as a product.
sure.
Yeah, so I agree. To add to is what he's saying is lean on the group. We created a list of cottage food groups that are organized by state because it's so state specific. And it's great to have these national groups where you can get opinions and stuff, but definitely go to the sugarcookiemarketing.com, scroll down to cottage groups and click on that. And that is a spreadsheet I just updated. I think
Yeah.
it's almost 100 groups in various
Wow.
areas. And it's funny, the some states that don't have any makes me think they either have way too strict of laws or they have no laws at all. So just
Sure.
do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, finding a hyper local cottage group, even if it like we're in Northern Virginia, so what's happening in Norfolk isn't going to apply to Northern Virginians, but there is a Northern Virginia bakers group where you see a lot of people like, hey, I just have a question on this certification, or
Yeah.
how am I able to learn how to ship, or what if I use these rentable kitchens? What does that look like? So
Yeah.
yeah, I knew that was going to be a rough one. But
Yeah.
question for you based off of this one, what do you do? One, do you budget? I assume yes. Two,
Mhm.
what do you use to track your budget?
Yeah. I just use Microsoft Excel.
I
Yeah.
figured you were
You
going to
know.
say that.
Yeah. And because it's so friendly to making any adjustment that you want to use.
Sure.
So you can upload everything into Excel. You can do everything and all that from there. And I rely very heavily on a CPA. And we could I guess we could talk a little bit about this one here because I always tell people we live in a world we live in a TMI world and a DIY world.
Yeah.
You know, there's too much information out there. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatnot. Right? Every great idea is because
Sure.
some influencer out there is talking about, well, this is what I have, and you don't even know if they're licensed to say the things that
I
they say. They can
know.
just say it, right? And then there's a DIY piece, right? Like how can I do things as cheaply as possible?
Yeah.
And I get that. When you're trying to start a profitable business, you're always worried about, man, I don't have money for a CPA. I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. And the same goes, and I think when I got into this sales type of world in financial services, I was the guy, and I'll admit, I was the first guy to be like, yeah, I'm not interested in your services, or man, that's really high. Can I just do it myself? Right? You're always thinking that way. But if everybody thought that way about everything, nobody would be in business.
Well, no one would buy custom cookies, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Because I can make my own cookies. And so, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, which everybody in this group seems to be, and I think that's what's really exciting about it, is that there are other entrepreneurs that are trying to afford services as well.
Yeah.
A friend of mine told me years ago, is like, if everybody would just keep their own money, then we wouldn't have to be like giving each other kids monies for
Yeah.
donations, right? Just donate your own money and we're all even, instead of we end up trading with families and we're like, hey, if you buy these cookies, I'll buy these chocolates from you. It's like, why
Yeah.
don't we just
Yeah.
give our own? So the danger in that is to say, well, I don't want a CPA because it's going to cost money. Well, I don't want somebody to bake me cookies because it's going to cost money. And then the position changes a little bit on that. So there's people out there that are willing to help. You just got to reach out and find them.
This is an opinion. What's your opinion when a baker, let's say they just got started, when do you think that they should start looking for a CPA in their
Yeah.
journey?
There's a few things in this world that scare me a lot.
The
Just a
IRS.
handful of things, but one of them is tax evasion.
Yeah.
So nothing makes me more nervous than taxes because I don't want to be caught. Not caught. I don't want to be the person not paying the appropriate
Yeah.
amount of taxes,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to do that. So I will do whatever I can to make sure that I'm paying my fair share. Um, and then the argument becomes, well, I pay more in taxes than I make in money. That's a funny argument to me because you can't pay taxes unless you're making money. It
That's
doesn't
what
work that way.
our grandfather always said. You only have to pay taxes on it if you made it.
That's right.
Like you don't have to pay any taxes if you do not sell a single thing.
That's right. That's right. And so, and I'll take a line that I learned from Kerry very, very many years ago. And he said, if I gave you $20 every day, just every day I gave you $20, and then you had to turn around and give me five for every 20, how many days in a row would you do that? And I just thought, and I was like, forever. I mean, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? He goes, what are we talking about then? Like, you're making money, you pay your share, and you move on. And so the CPA, the tax stuff is just always scary to me because it's just not worth getting in trouble for, especially when there's so many great resources out there.
I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing is when people CPA sounds so official and that
Hmm.
folks are like, that's going to cost a fortune. But okay, let me ask you, is if you just get started, is going to the H&R Block guy to get started that first year, is that a red flag? Is like, hey, I'm doing it better than doing it myself? Is TurboTax?
Yeah, I mean, I think TurboTax puts enough guardrails on there for you, and this would be a great question for your next guest. But I think TurboTax and those things are out there so that you can do it, and they put enough guardrails that you really can't screw it up. But yeah, always having a professional there, they're there for a reason,
Yeah.
I
you
find
know?
that like the DIY stuff cool, great. I hate it myself. Makes me extremely sweaty.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I am pro team CPA. Obviously, I've talked to
yeah,
Eugene, and if you've listened to the podcast for the last 5 years, you know the past accountant. That was a terrible situation. And then we switched over to you guys, which has been heavenly. You guys can never leave us. Thank you. And but when you have someone you can speak to regularly, which is what Corey mentioned,
hmm
we're in a text thread. It's more jokes than finance, but it
yeah,
works.
yeah. That's right.
When you have somebody you can be like, hey, quick question. I want to alter this or I want to change this. So here's where I want to be. It's really nice to have you specifically, and you work with Carrie to deal with us, and to have like, hey, let's make this a strategy that works for them now and it works for them then. And then it
Right.
works for the IRS as well, which is
Yeah.
my scariest, sweatiest
Oh, for
three-letter
sure.
word.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's why I just go to Carrie and be like, what am I doing wrong? How do I fix
Yeah.
this? And go from there. So,
I think a big benefit when it comes to hiring people to benefit your business is getting the person that one is easy to talk to, two is approachable whenever you need them, but three, having the longevity of the same person every time. I know H&R Block is fine, but it seems like when you go there, it's a new person and you're like, "Ah,
that's
okay,
right.
I got to re-explain this to the same person." There's no one ever growing with you.
Right.
It's just always, you feel like in that state of restarting, and that can feel lonely, and you feel like I'm in this by myself again, and every year's a new year and I'm always scared at tax time, versus having Eugene where I'm like, it's the same guy. He knows my struggles from last year, he knows my struggles from this year, and he'll probably know the struggles next year. Is there's a lot of benefit and reassurance, and it reduces anxiety. And I know business ownership is just filled, chock full of anxiety. Is the customer going to be happy? Is the IRS going to show up at my door? And the things you can take off your plate that are so anxiety can like inducing is just so beneficial. And I told Heather this year I'm running my life and things I can control, things I cannot control.
That's right.
So if I can control my anxiety in this aspect of business, I might not know what the next customer is going to think of their order and things like that. It's going to behoove me to do the things that I can control so that I'm a better person moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, amen to all that, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's a pretty,
the
Hallelujah.
Bob says bye.
you got that's right. I mean, control the controllables. That's when I thought about growth in business, and I think this kind of goes for this entrepreneurship group too, the cookie group, is the only thing you control is how many people you see every day to say, hey, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
you know and if you just follow the process, then the sales come, and the results come a little bit later down the line. But if you're going to do this, every single person in your community that you're in needs to know that you are baking custom cookies for people.
Yeah.
And you need to shout that from the mountaintop that this is really something you love doing and you want your clients to have. And people start coming to that.
Yeah. Gravitating towards
So,
it.
yeah, for
Well,
sure.
let me ask you a marketing question. What is your best lead gen source? Sugar Cookie Marketing
Yeah,
Podcast? I'm
it's
just
it's
kidding.
funny. I don't have one. So,
Oh, you've
um,
been doing this for how many years have you been doing this? I know you mentioned it earlier.
yeah, 14 years.
Wow.
14 years.
And one, compliance to a certain extent doesn't allow us to cold call on people, so we're
Oh,
really not allowed to do that anyway. There are some lead services that we could probably use, but it was just organically, literally calling people that I knew that were in my circle. And I would just call them and say, "Hey, this is Eugene. I just started a new business. I was wondering if you'd had 30 to 45 minutes to sit down and share with you the type of work I do."
that is
And it
hard
was
to
like,
do, dude.
click, no. Hi, this is
Oh.
Eugene. And I always said I had 283 girls tell me no in high school. So this was like the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. You're right. Like, no. Okay.
Challenge accepted.
I got
Do you think you handle rejection really well? We talk about that on the podcast. It is hard to say, "Hey, client, here's the best cookies I've ever made." And they're like, no.
yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah, and
how
it's
did you
not.
get over that?
Well, like I said, I had a ton of practice. I don't know about these people. I tell the guys in our office, like, you guys were good looking in high school, so all the girls were saying yes. I said I was not very good looking. I mean, you should have seen the glasses I wore. I said I was being told by no. I was being told no by everybody. So eventually, you just kind of like, okay, I'll move on. It's just it's any sales organization, right? Whether you're selling a widget, a cookie, or financial plan, whatever it might be. Ultimately, you're just having these conversations to say, hey, this is what I do for a living, and I want to see if there's anything I do that could be of value for you.
Mhm.
Now, I can't ever turn down the Girl Scouts cookies. That's just so unfair, right? I mean, one, it's a great product. Two, these little kids are all, they've been sitting outside they got the winter knitted cap on. It's 20 degrees, and like, will you buy some? You got, like, dude, you got all my money.
Sure.
You can have it. Yeah. So, but it's visibility, right? And now everybody wants to see it. So, no lead gen. I was going to
Yeah.
chamber of commerce meetings and introducing myself to folks, and then I turn around and ask them to introduce me to someone else if they felt that was possible. And there was a ton of no's in that.
Mhm.
My wife, she was a Mary Kay sales rep.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did Mary Kay for a little bit, and at that time we would get into a contest to see who could get to 100 no's faster.
Oh,
That's
that's
so funny.
genius, though.
And that was a Mary Kay thing. Like, I can't take credit for it. Mary Kay Ash was, if from what I've learned about Mary Kay Ash, I mean, her entrepreneur spirit was awesome. I mean, it was really cool
Hmm.
what she had to do. Um, but at the end of the day, the faster you get through no's, you're going to get some yeses
Yeah.
out of it. And that's the part. The rejection piece is really difficult in general. I think our society is dealing with a lot of that with the Facebook like buttons and all that garbage, and,
Yes.
and it's really been it's been a disease to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think just it's not that they don't like you, they just don't like the cookie that you've made for them, and either you can choose to make a different cookie, or you can just go find 20 people that like that cookie, and who cares about the other 80?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Very true.
they
Very
can they
true.
can go eat. Oreos. I don't care.
Rocks. I mean, Oreos, yes. Oreos. Yeah,
It's not
As long as they're not double stuffed, but you know, there's
Double
other
stuffed.
ways to do it. So
Mega
yeah, I mean,
stuffed.
that's a great question.
Sorry. Mega stuff. I feel like double stuff is now the single stuff, and mega stuff is a double stuff. Just my working theory. It's
Well,
just my theory. We have another question. This is from
Okay.
Heather Heston. She said, and I think this is up your alley, and I hate more acronyms. So first, before I ask you the question, what is a SEP IRA?
It's a simplified employer plan. And it's just basically for owner, like a 1099 owner. Generally, you can do it on a W-2 side of things as well. It's a way to put more money away than you could in a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA limits. And because you're an owner, 1099 owner, you don't have a 401k as well. So there are different ways to do it. But on the SEP IRA for 2026, you can put 25% of the employee's total compensation up to $72,000. So,
nice.
which means that you would approximately be making 72,000 times 4, so you're almost $300,000 of 1099 income to put away $72,000.
Okay.
So they can contribute. Okay, let me ask you, to open a SEP IRA, can you have a Roth IRA and a SEP IRA?
That would be dependent on your CPA and your income. So there's a lot of questions that go into that as well. So I would consult with them on that. But opening a SEP IRA, you can use a Schwab account. There's millions of ways that you can do it.
Okay, great. And then they can just contribute. Imagine they have 72,000 sitting. Can they just put it all in at once?
Yes, assuming that they've got that, assuming that they've got the total compensation.
Yes.
That's the right figure. And then again, I would consult with the CPA as far as how it goes up against your income. The good stuff, the cool thing about the SEP IRA and a lot of these IRA contracts or not contracts, but the products are, you have till April 15th of the following tax year. So I've got till April 15th of 2026 to make contributions that count for 2025.
Oh, nice.
So even if we were like, oh, shoot, I just listened to the podcast and now I'm interested in this plan, I could still do it. It's before last year, and I could also get it done for this year, depending on
that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is where having a good accountant CPA helps because, and I'll just be very frank with my relationship with Carrie is he'll call me and say, hey, you owe this much in taxes this year. And I say, okay, well, if I put this much into my SEP IRA, does that mean, and he goes, yeah, if you give me this X amount of money, then you don't have to pay any taxes this
Oh,
year.
nice.
And this
Because
is where
it's
the
deductible.
strategy that you guys working together has been really nice because you guys argue with each other and we don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, but the CPA always wins. I mean, he always wins, and I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. So that's something that we do a lot is we go backwards retroactively, make contributions to do that.
Do you find yourself working with CPAs a lot in your line of work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. CPAs and attorneys, the three of us all kind of work. It's funny because we all keep referring to each other and say, well, that's a CPA question. CPA sends them to the insurance guy. The insurance guy sends them to the attorney, and the attorney sends them back to us, So, but it's just to keep your bases covered.
Yeah.
It's not worth getting in that kind of trouble for.
I agree because
Yeah.
the IRS truly always wins.
They win. If you all three are winning, if the CPA is
right.
winning, the IRS is winning against the CPA.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Yeah, I know. This is our older sister actually asked this question, and I can see that you've referred it to the CPA. She says, for bakers who are in the kitchen all the time, we see this question a lot. What counts as a tax write-off? And you said, this is definitely a CPA question, and I believe that Sugar Cookie Marketing has a great CPA. You really want Carrie to be on this podcast.
Oh, man, I think it'd be great. I think you guys will have a blast. Maybe, and then if that goes well, we all get on together. And then you can see us all argue together.
It's going to be you two. It's a CPA question.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, that's a question.
Yeah, so that is, I think, well, let me ask you this. You live in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Do your people, do you guys have to get licensed in multiple states? I know you had to work with us.
Yes,
so.
we are able to get licenses in different states, correct.
Do CPAs have to get licensed in multiple states?
That's a great question. I don't believe so.
Okay, right. So to find you, the people that are listening should find somebody that's within their state because that's going to be the best fit. And likely, I know we live in this really tight area of the DMV where we're just 3 states squished together. Likely, you're going to want somebody that is state specific.
Yeah. Because there are some state rules that aren't eligible in other states as well. So But that would be yeah, again, on the CPA side, I really don't know if they need to get individual licenses, but I know that on our side that we can get licensed in any state that we want to, just kind of depends on,
Nice.
um,
Appreciate you doing that for us, by the way.
I was happy to do it.
Hey,
I was happy
how
to
was
do
the
it.
Virginia license?
Taking another test.
I think that's coming due. Yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, because we use our office in our home, we use one of our bedrooms as an office. And so I
Yeah.
know Carrie, um, there comes a point where you just trust the guy that, or whoever, these people that you put in your lives to say, hey, this is what you say, okay, Carrie, what do I owe for it? I mean, you tell me what the write-off is. You're the
Yeah.
professional. Um, Trust me, you do not want me to be baking cookies. The best I've got are the break-off cookies, and I'm really good at those. Even those I can screw up sometimes.
That's why it's so nice to have people like a tax accountant and you, because if you have a good relationship, me and Heather talk about the nightmare of the people that were before you. I didn't have a relationship with them. I didn't like when I saw their number on my phone. I didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
who
not
they
good.
were. And
Sure.
it turns out they weren't doing their job.
Yeah.
But it's been nice you're so forefront, you're so willing to talk and have a conversation. And you're like, if you want to sit on a 40-minute phone call and I talk your ear off, you're willing to do that. And that to me is so much of a trust building.
I'm sorry, Eugene's probably like the only way I've gotten Corey to attend a meeting is by being on the podcast.
That's right.
Well, I love these meetings.
I was like, these meetings are great. You keep having them. You meet all the time.
You meet with my personal assistant right here and run
Yeah,
some
that's
numbers, all
right.
right?
That's
Well,
great.
question,
That's
and tell me
great.
if you can't answer this on the podcast. You told me there's a way to look up reviews of people in your industry to get kind of a Yelp of people like you. So, because it's kind of hard to be, like we said, with the other accountant, we were like, you're an accountant, I'm a person who
Yeah.
needs an accountant. And then it's not a great relationship. But
Yeah.
there are these websites where you can kind of see the backstory to these financial advisors.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know it, and it should be on their websites. It's FINRA, FINRA, FINRA Broker Check.
Okay.
And FINRA Broker Check is like you said, it's a Yelp site for financial advisors to see, what their education's been like, how many years have they been in the industry, how many places they've been throughout their career. Hopefully, you'll never see a disclosure, and disclosure is just things that are questionable or a complaint that was made. Um, Obviously when you have the honor to be able to take care of people's retirement accounts and things like that, there are some rules that you want that advisor to follow. You don't want them getting a bunch of drunk driving accidents. You don't want them having to, but so it's not just, and FINRA does a good job of making sure that their advisors, as best as they can, are reporting these things because you want to make sure that they're doing what's best for the
Yeah,
client and
it's
not what's
your
best for
retirement.
themselves.
You always
Yeah.
see all those like massive fraud cases stealing from the poor person who didn't realize it was a giant Ponzi scheme. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, shoot, you don't have a lot
Yeah.
of time to make that up, especially when we're talking about compounding interest, which was our quote for today.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Just
The eighth
steady.
wonder of the world.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
like
That's
a blind faith almost.
hmm
Like, please file this. Carrie,
yeah,
please.
Please, can I stop working one day,
yeah, that's
please?
Question for you off script. What do you think what do you see as a biggest faux pas of like people's mistakes? Like when you see it and you're like, oh man, it's just somebody making that mistake. I wish I wouldn't have to see it all the time.
just not being disciplined in savings.
Yeah.
And being too emotional. Again, there's way too much information out there, right? I mean, you throw up on Facebook Reels and the world's crashing down and the economy is going to go to tank. It could. I mean, it's not saying that anybody that it can't. Everybody's got an idea on how to retire best, and you have to find a plan that's most comfortable for you. And that's what I always tell people is this is not me telling you what to do. This is me learning about what's important to you and what you think you can or
Yeah.
cannot handle, right? Um, Not everybody needs this frosted iced cookie for every occasion. Sometimes it's not what you need, and so you have to have the flexibility to meet the client's needs to a certain extent. So I think a lot of times just discipline alone. Because I think one of the questions was asked later. Where was that? Oh, when would be a good time to start contributing to an IRA? Whenever you're able to, and whenever you feel comfortable, and just keep doing it over and over and over again. I would start small, even if it's $10 a month. Get in. It's not the dollar amount, it's the habit of,
Yeah.
right? And once you get the habit of, you can always increase from 10 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to, before you know it, you're going to have yourself a little bit of a retirement nest egg there that you never thought was gone. But I think so many people feel like you have to start with $500 a month.
Yeah.
It feels like $10 is like a little kid's number. Like you're trying so hard, little kid.
Yeah.
But
Well, and you hear it from the Dave Ramseys of the world. This is all behavioral, right? I mean,
Sure.
to a certain point, that even our industry has started talking about our jobs as being financial therapists. You know,
Yeah.
which money's a very difficult thing to talk about.
Oh,
There's a lot
sure.
of emotions that are tied to it, and it comes from all different walks of life. And so these sessions that we have, these meetings that we have with our clients, like, well, how do you even feel about money? When I say
interesting
money, how does that make you
question.
feel? If I
Yeah.
tell you to take $25 and put it in an account, does that freak you out?
Yeah. Are you mad at me
You
right
know? Yeah, are
now?
you mad? I mean, so those are all the questions that have to be asked before we decide to do anything with the dollars that you might have extra. So I always think the biggest mistake is hearing, oh, well, I've got to sell all this stuff now because the world's crashing and you're trying to time the market.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Just be consistent. Just be
Just be consistent.
disciplined and consistent, even if it's small, consistency over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Because again, it's more behavioral than it is
Yeah.
the actual dollar amount itself.
Speaking to saving and spending, I know that, the cookie world is always emerging with now new technology. We
Sure.
have, food printers, edible printers, projectors. There's things that cost a lot of money. And I see a lot of bakers you're right, it's emotional. They're like, oh, so and so got it. I got to get it too. And then you make this giant purchase and it ends up sitting in a box for a whole year.
That's
And
right.
you're like, wow, that money could have done something a little bit better for me in the future me. It's really hard to think of future Corey. It's so easy to think of current Corey, and she likes shiny things.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't we all? It's just, you know, we all do, right? The newest iron or the
Yeah.
newest driver that I have to hit because it's going to
Oh,
make my
he's a
golf
golfer
ball
and a
fly
fisher.
15 yards farther. And my little brother, he's like, "It's your golf swing, you idiot." He's like, "It's nothing.
No,
Like
no.
The
no
clubs, my
equipment can
love.
save you." Yeah,
Don't let your little sibling say anything to
Yeah.
you.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is just listening to too much noise,
Yeah.
as it
I've
pertains
been
to saving.
seeing the financial YouTubers debunking the TikTok financial,
Oh yeah,
and they're saying, these people are like, buy a Mercedes AMG wagon, then write it off.
yeah.
And these guys are like, "Ugh." It's just crazy what people can say to get the clicks, which in marketing, Corey and I are constantly talking about the more ostentatious, the more polarizing, the more argumentative, it does reach more people. So there
That's
is an
right.
unfortunate incentive to be crazy. But it's kind of, and I'm sure you agree, slow and steady in marketing and finances wins the long-term race.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got to fight with my daughter all the time because she's got these YouTube stars that she's
Yeah.
watching. It's like I cannot believe we're watching. They're so obnoxious. And Dad, look, this is so cool. I was like, this is what they do for a living. Like
It's
no,
a
we cannot
2026
place.
edition of Dad, look what I can do.
Oh, for sure. I
Except
was
for
like,
it's
I
an
cannot
hour of your
stand
time, and you're
that.
like, eyes are bleeding.
I know. So yeah, that's kind of where things are at this point. One of the questions I didn't see it on here. I don't think it made it
My
on this
apologies.
list. But it was on the Facebook post was, I have 4 kids and I'm drowning in debt. How do I get out of it?
Yeah.
That's another thing that's really tough these days, right? And we tell our clients all the time, how do you eat an elephant? It's one
You're
bite at
right.
one bite at a
Yeah.
time. You know, and I think this goes to how I've dealt with coaching as far as just business as well. We live in an instant society. Um, and I call this generation the microwave generation.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
And when I talk to the teenagers that I coach, I say, how many of you had a hot pocket? And everybody raises their hand, and I say, how many of you have put it in the microwave? And of course, 80% raise their hand. I said, how many of you have put it in the oven? And 10 of them will raise their hands. And the kids that put it in the microwave turn around like, you put it in the oven? Like, who
That takes
uses that?
forever.
Yeah,
When
it
I
takes
see it
forever.
said oven recommended, I put it back.
Yeah, that's I said, why don't we do it more often in the oven? And they said, because it takes too long. And that's unfortunately society has created that for
Yeah.
us. I laugh a lot because, I'm 46 years old. When the cassette tapes came out, not came out when they were in existence, excuse me. to get to like a song that you actually wanted to hear, you had to like take the pencil and you had to turn the little dial. And then they came out with the coolest invention. You got to push the fast forward button twice and it would stop before the next song.
I did
I
not
mean,
know it did that. Was you like, oh, this is the
technology was never
same.
better. It was never better. In my 13-year-old mind, I thought we can land the moon. This is amazing. Like it can't get better than this. And then of course they came out with CDs, right? They came out with the
Yeah.
Walkmans, and
Oh,
you could
you were
13 songs, listen, oh yeah, we did that. Then they came out with the first MP3 player at Circuit City. Yeah, we had
that.
Circuit City here in Blooming. Awesome. I believe I bought a Rio for like $250. I could
That's a
hold
lot of money
10
back then, buddy.
songs. And I remember walking through campus wondering why girls didn't want my phone number. I was like, I gotta be the coolest guy in the world. Look at this thing. It held, yeah, like it held 10 songs. Now we have an iPhone that you
I
just pick a
know.
song, you could get whatever and I think that's what we've all been accustomed to, right? Is we don't listen to voicemails anymore.
Mhm.
Um, it's even hard to read a text message
Yeah.
ever. Um, but that's the discipline of doing something for a long time over and over and over and over and over again and not seeing an immediate result is what makes people quit.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of like, well, that one's real fast. And then you get the get rich quick schemes. And that's like, well, that's a lot more fun than what you just said right there with 10 bucks
That's
in
right.
my SEP IRA. So to the person who asked they're drowning in debt, what would you tell them?
I just tell them to find something that's comfortable and repeatable and do it over and over and over again, and just know it's going to take time. You didn't go into debt overnight. It took
No.
time. It took a lot
Yeah.
of time to get there. And so it's going to take time to get out, and it may take out a little bit, more time. It's hard. It's a tough time to be living these days. It is life is expensive. There are a lot of things out there. There's a lot of shiny toys that distract
Yeah.
us from
Yeah.
doing the things that we want to do, but be encouraged and pick a goal that's realistic.
Okay. I
I've got
think
a
you're
I've got a
right with
daughter that's like, I'm going to do 50 sit-ups a day, and I was like, just do five. Let's start with five.
I would like to see you and the daughter in a conversation. We're going to have you both on the podcast next time.
You would enjoy her. Yeah, you just bring her on. She's way more entertaining than I am. But I said, why don't you start with 10? And so then, last night we are driving the car. She goes, Dad, I've been doing 10 sit-ups every morning. Because now add five, get to
okay.
15, and just start to structure that. But yeah, I think that's where people start to fail.
Yeah. I think when it comes to the cookie world, every industry has something. I think when someone says, I have so much debt, I don't even know how to start saving. And then maybe a new product comes out and you're like, well, if I shouldn't buy that, but if I buy that, the potential I have to make more money is there behind it. I think a lot of people fall in love with potential and the potential doesn't always
Yeah, we're
equal.
talking about cookies, not my dating.
Yeah.
Back to topic.
I was sad. I just slid it in there. I think people fall in love with potential of things. So you do this investment, you have the best laid plans. Like your reasoning is so solid, it would be hard to shoot an arrow through it. But then it turns out that now you're out X amount of dollars. You're farther from your goal. You're more in debt.
You're emotionally stressed.
Yeah.
People who make, you get the tunnel vision of like, oh my goodness, I have to make this sale. And your client can smell it like bad cologne, like, oh, they're desperate for this. And I don't like it. So I'm going to
Yeah.
step back. But that desperation, I'll take any lead. And then you got a massive bad review. And then we got to strategize around it because you were not in the right mental headspace because the pressure on you was not the right type of pressure for the sale. Right.
Mhm. Yeah, totally. And I think that happens in all world. We call it commission breath, right? That somebody's trying to make money and
That is hilarious. I'll
they
be
can
stealing that and
they can
using
smell
it.
it off you, right? And the thing about it is, especially on the entrepreneurship side of things, fortunately and unfortunately, your personal life tends to impact how you do your job. And not that it doesn't if you're an hourly worker or anything like that, but there's a little bit more gravity in it because if you don't close the sale,
Yeah.
there's a big financial impact to that, for not even um for not even present dollars, but for future dollars as well, bad review, whatnot.
Yeah.
If I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, I might get called into my boss's office and be like, hey, can you just not be a jerk? I know you had a bad day. You're like, okay, they're still gonna pay you.
Yeah, sure. You can have a bad day and get
Yeah.
paid.
But in our world, it's hard to have a bad day and then take that into a client. So there's so much mindset preparation
Yeah.
that we talk about. I've thought a lot about even on the coaching side of things is training the mindset of somebody. We're training the person, and
Mhm.
then we'll train them how to make a cookie. We'll train them how to do these things. But if you don't have the mindset correct, it's hard to do anything. I don't care what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah.
to say if you want to look, if you want to blame competition, it's the one excuse we can't touch because you'd have to murder them to solve it. So, like,
Sure.
if you're like, it's too much competition, I can't help you. But
Right.
you also have been able to stop yourself with that one rather than, hey, there's a lot of competition and they must be doing something right. Let me re-strategize how I is because the market is supporting competition, which is
That's right.
just a reframing. Like it's the exact same issue. There's a lot of people, but one is a devastation. There's a lot of people I'm not going to survive. The other one is
Right.
there's a lot of people and there's a niche for me right here. I just got to find it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, for sure. And again, perspective is so powerful, right? You
Yeah.
step away from it and you go, yeah, I mean, this is looking at it on this level, the fact that I have the ability to do this and I get to do these things. We're in a group, a bunch of us are in a group that we do a one word for the year. And so everybody picks a word and we try to live on that word. And the one that I really enjoyed, someone had brought to me was he was saying that his daughter had called him and was not really complaining, but just saying, hey, I have to take my kid to this and I have to do this and I have to do this and I got to do this. And the dad said, honey, you don't have to do anything. You get to do it,
Yeah.
Mm.
and you guys know my story. My wife had a heart transplant 2 years ago and all that kind of stuff. And, we were getting to do things. And
Isn't
I
it?
think that is, you get to be an entrepreneur. That is so cool. You don't have to be,
Yeah. Well, it's a
but you get to
perspective
be.
shift.
Yeah. And what a blessing it is to get to make, whoever thought that in this world you could make custom cookies and you get to make a living doing it.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to surpass the Oreos and the Chips Ahoy because they want your cookies instead. You get to do these things. And I think that's the exciting part of entrepreneurship is
Yeah.
you don't have to do any of it. And if you have that mindset, I think it changes how you handle objections. And I think when I read through some of the comments on there, just out of
I love that
entertainment,
Eugene lurks in the group. Sometimes he'll
Yeah.
text, he'll be like, there's an interesting thing happening in the group right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's all, to a certain extent, it's all the same, but um, just value in what you're worth, right? I see a
Yeah.
lot of people like, well, if I dropped it $1, would I make this and blah blah blah. Hey, you are what you are. You're worth what you're worth. And we don't go around there's certain reasons why we drive certain cars that we like and buy certain things. It's not because we got it for $10 cheaper or $1,000 cheaper. It's because there is a value in purchasing that car that we know what we're going to get out of it, you
Yeah.
know? And so my encouragement to that world would be like, don't drop prices for people. I mean, people are, and it's funny to me, the people that want you to drop the prices, they wouldn't drop prices for you, right? I'd be like, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, I own the hardware shop. Well, can I go in there and ask for 50 cents off every screw?
No, you can't. No, you
Yeah,
can't.
they're going, no, you can't do that. Then why are you asking me to do it?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes you can feel when somebody like has a lower, they're not sure of their own value. So I think sometimes our clients can interpret like, oh, they're going to wiggle on this. Like this is, I can offer because I feel like they'll bite. But then you go to someone, you're like, well, this person's confident. They know their worth. I can just tell if I ask it, the answer is
Yeah.
going to be no.
To that
Sure.
point, and to the person who said that they were drowning in debt, I think a lot of it comes from not knowing your numbers. Whether you create a budget and you're like, wow, I did not know we were paying for Disney Plus
You'll never
and
guess
Hulu.
who
Oh,
just
that's the
started
worst, isn't
budgeting.
it?
You'll never guess.
But to say, I don't think financial planning's in my future is you're coming at it from the wrong aspect, because the reason you're saying financial planning is in my future, or I think I need to drop it $1 to make more sales, is because you don't know your numbers. So if you can take a step back and be like, I have to charge this much because my cookies cost this much to make.
There's confidence right there.
Yeah, there's confidence, but there's also confidence in the person who says, I don't feel like I'm so on the like the opposite side that I don't even think financial planning's in my future because I'm in so much debt. It's knowing, and it's painful to see, like, oh my goodness, we've been paying for this and we haven't been using it. This subscription to so and so. Oh, my son's been using Roblox dollars. I didn't even know he had access to that. But sitting down and being like, okay, well, the Disney Plus subscription was $20 a month and we were buying that. So maybe I can take the $20 a month, put it in my SEP IRA, because that money in your brain was already gone. And you're already one step closer to that financial freedom that 30-year version of you is going to appreciate so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely to that. Yeah.
I have a few questions for you. What thing have you seen in the cookie group that surprised you? I know you've been lurking for a couple months now.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
The vastness of how many people are following and doing it. I think that's really cool. I think that, entrepreneurship takes guts.
It does.
You have to have guts to do something like that. And so kudos for you for at least trying. I don't know if it's Franklin Roosevelt or Theodore Roosevelt has a great quote about, there's people that go to the arena and they're going to watch, and they don't understand the struggle, but glory to those that actually are in the arena doing it, that they felt the failure and all that kind of stuff. I love that. I've totally, just totally destroyed that quote. I'll send it to you.
I love it though. I love it.
Like, it was one of us that said it. And we liked it.
That's right. But again, you have to have guts to try.
Yeah.
And that's cool to see a group of folks that love doing this. And of course, I mean, who doesn't love cookies? I mean,
I'm very fond of them myself. I eat them every day.
If you need me to be a tester, send it on.
Yeah, he has said so many times, like, if Corey, it's like, is kind of needs some.
I'm going to. When's your birthday, Eugene?
July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. It's like
we'll be celebrating you with fireworks and everything.
Yeah. That's been really cool to see.
That was interesting. That was a good one. My other question is, if you could whisper something to every baker, pretend they all listen to the podcast, about 1,700 a week do, but if you could whisper one thing to them and there was no constraints on what you said, what would it be?
Oh, that's really put me on the spot.
I know. I should have put it in your list of questions.
Well, the first thing I would say is I would give them a note of encouragement. I think there's a lot of people out there that say, hey, you ought to do this or that. I would just encourage you and say, hey, congratulations.
This is the dad. Not
this is dad.
This is dad. Yeah. Congratulations on trying something different, putting yourself out there. Congratulations on having the guts to do this. It would just be nothing but encouragement, because that's really what you need on the mindset side of things. The other side of it is, I think we talked about it earlier, as quickly as you can, learn to control the controllables.
Yeah.
And let everything else go out the door. Because there's nothing you can do about it. I know I keep using analogies with coaching sports, but we tell the girls, I can't control whether the referee saw that ball was in or out. You can't control that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Let it go. I can't control that team has a 6'4" monster that's hammering balls down. You're like, I didn't put her there. She's just there. We got to figure this out. And I tell them all the time, I don't care. The only team you're not allowed to lose to is yourself.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
And if you do everything that you're supposed to do to put yourself, then you might win. We hope that more often than not you win, but you could lose too, because we can't control what happens on the other side of things. And so I think that is so valuable. What you said, Corey, about control the controllables. And that's probably what I would whisper to the group is a note of encouragement, and hey, learn to control what you can control right away. Budgeting, knowing what things cost, your time, blah, blah, blah. That's all things you can control.
Yeah, I think Excel spreadsheets, things like budgeting helps you get on the right path to financial planning, financial freedom, and it just demystifying it so it's not this big elephant in the room where you're like, if I don't look at it, it doesn't exist,
Okay.
because
Thank your twin sister for that.
Oh man.
this is my elephant. This is my elephant.
One bite at a time for 37 years.
I don't want
That's hilarious.
change. What can I say?
Okay, my
That's
final
awesome.
question. I know I kept you a little past our
No,
promise
this is great.
agenda. Is what question do you wish somebody would have asked you and nobody did?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh.
Twin.
Thank you, twin.
A question that they would have asked me. I wish they would have asked me.
Maybe if you're too hard than it.
Yes. You thought you were joking me.
I mean, honestly, the ones that they asked were the good ones, right? The one that I do think that the majority of people are dealing with this, hey, I'm drowning,
Yes.
So I appreciate the person that asked that because it's a very vulnerable question
Sure.
to ask. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is tough. That's the one that everybody, what's funny is nobody asked like, hey, how do I get rich quick? How do I do that? Like nobody asked those questions, but everything was fundamentally based. And so I appreciated them saying, hey, this is really tough. And I think that's a great question because I think we're all there in different phases because everybody wants to do a little bit more and they feel like they can do a little bit more. So that was a great question. I don't think there's anything that they
I
didn't ask.
think that bakers, specifically cookie bakers, know that just buying the stuff, the utensils, doesn't make you good at baking. So everyone knows you ain't rich quick scheme isn't good.
Yeah,
Cookies don't form themselves. We know
that's
it's
right.
gonna be a struggle to the end.
I mean, and Carrie, I bring Carrie is a lot, but we're not saying you can't. Like people were talking about. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't go to the casino and double your money. You can, but I mean, more often than not, you're not because
Yeah.
they keep getting bigger and you're still broke.
Yeah.
So, um, but there are people out there that hit the lottery. It's not often, but they do, and I think those are not. I wouldn't get caught up in saying that's what I want to chase. What I want to chase is the daily discipline of doing the right thing
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. The 10 sit-ups, buying one course on realizing
It's not a sexy thing. You're not going to write on Facebook, guys, I did 10 sit-ups this morning. You'd
No.
like to do the 100. I've done 100 sit-ups every day in 2026, but the 10 is the actually sustainable.
And the $10 savings isn't flashy. It's not post-worthy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like you're going to get 50 million likes on it, but that's the step to get you to where you're like, wow, I have a really nice nest egg that I'm really proud of. And I want to tell people about it and how I got there.
Yeah, and I think on the budgeting side to say every dollar that comes in should already be placed on where it goes. 10% goes into savings, 10% goes this, 10% goes into offerings, whatever it is,
Yeah.
And then you break it out that way so that it already has a place to go when it comes in.
And that's a knowledge-based thing.
Moves. I use Wine App, okay, and jazzy Excel spreadsheet people.
Yeah, there you go.
But in that one, focus us. Default. Oh yeah, we switched microphones, but I don't know why he did not like this. But can you hear us still?
Now I can.
Okay, great. Please keep your hands into yourself. When I use Wine App, it removes my emotional attachment to the money when it's already pre-assigned.
Yeah.
Like that 10%, if you take it out and put it in your SEP IRA or your retirement before you get to fall in love with it, then you're almost like that wasn't even mine. That was future me's, and future me is going to use that and have the best old time. But for me today, this is what is after that allocation.
Well, and admittedly, I mean, I have to pay quarterly taxes. Mine comes out monthly. I know it's quarterly, but it's got to come out monthly.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be buying a new
That
set of
shiny
golf clubs, and I know I'm not supposed to, but I will find a way to spend it, and everybody has their own disciplines in it, and it's funny. I think sometimes you look at a financial advisor like, oh man, they got it all together, or a financial representative, and they've got it together. It's kind of like a doctor, the doctors there are the ones who are doing all the smoking,
yeah.
They're the unhealthy ones.
Yeah.
We all need help. We all need help, and we all need to do this together. And that's the fun part of life in general. And then you get to meet cool people.
I know. This is
Eugene, right back at you.
I'm stealing this from a much more famous podcast. You can ask a question to the next person we interview. What would you ask them? I don't know who it'll be.
We don't know who it'll be. Wow. Man, guys didn't give me any heads up.
Shoot,
that I was
sorry,
gonna be
dude.
put on the
Yeah,
spot
I
like
know.
this.
I was like, just you said off the cuff. Have fun with it. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
All right.
wonderful. What is who's the biggest hero in your life and why?
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that
Good
one.
one.
That's a good
Off the
one.
cuff. You see, that was a good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Good
I love
one.
hearing stories about that. Like who impacted you the most and why did they impact you? You
Okay,
know?
I'll send you the link to the next person we bribe into being interviewed on the Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. But thank you so much.
Yeah,
for guinea pig number 1.
Yeah.
This is great. And I appreciate it. So we're going to pretend that we didn't just do the whole podcast before we talked to you. And then we're going to squeeze you in the middle and then have this awkward ending that was actually recorded earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry to compliance that you had to listen to this.
Yeah, right. My bad.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eugene. I'm sure we'll both be meeting with you soon.
Yeah, and best of luck to everybody in their endeavors.
Thank you, Eugene. Appreciate you, Coach.
No problem.
What a great guy. Great guy. Great advice. Thanks, Eugene. Okay, now we're going to skip over to the Cookie College Bootcamp. So we have an upcoming bootcamp. It'll be next week. We're working on it this week. I'll get it up on the website today or tomorrow. And it is photography, food photography. So Corey's concept is this. She says, with the advent of AI, and it's nano banana is really impressive.
It is.
She's like, it's one thing to have to rely fully on it, but if you ever try to get AI to do the exact thing that you want, it's like it knows you want it too badly and doesn't give it to you. So Corey said, what I would really like is for people to have a foundation of photography that if they choose to add an AI component to update 2025 to 2026, you could, but you're so happy with how you can control everything leading up into the point that you want to.
While AI is great and will be around till the day we depart on this dear earth, the issue with it in this current time frame is that if you ask AI just to delete a background, it can do that, but then your cookies look a little dark and the background looks well lit because AI is in control and it's all fake. If you ask AI to also incorporate your cookies into the edit, he does fix the little imperfections that make sugar cookies what they are. Like a smile looks way too perfect. Sometimes I don't think I could even pipe that good. So what we want to do is incorporate photography that shows the imperfections because that's what we're giving to our clients, something that we're proud of and confident with so that we know if, AI goes the way of the dodo, we still have this skill set in our back pocket and to make it easy. So you're not throwing a million prompts at a board and saying like, did I do it right?
Wherever your head goes, it has to face a microphone. So if you can take the microphone with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I like it. So the concept of the photography is to kind of get the basics down. And I know you're doing 2 components of this. You're doing cell phone and you're doing dedicated.
Mostly cell phone.
I love that. And it's going to start from like staging and then lighting, and then it's going to work itself up to the actual photo and post-processing. Mm-hmm. I like that. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Before AI, a lot of this manipulation of photos was through Photoshop. And I know people are like, AI is just readily accessible. Photoshop's always been there manipulating photos in the background. And when I was taking classes for it, the concept is this: garbage in, garbage out. You can only work with what you have. So even if AI has more flexibility because your photography was better, and this is obviously the sales pitch to learn photography and don't fully rely on things like AI or things like post-processing or things like background removal tools, because you're always going to be like, it's just not exactly where I wanted it. Now, once your photography kind of rises to where you want it to be, those tools are just great additions to just make minor tweaks.
If you needed to. Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things, Corey will make a class, and it was for 2025 graduation. Mm-hmm. Now, we always see that, it's 2026, so I have to rebake those. We got the school of thought, just rebake them. Yes, that's great. But let's say pinch for time, I just need to get this out. Or somebody wants to, we taught it as a cookie class kit.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody's like, I'm interested to see what this would look like as a 2026, or I want to use it for marketing. You got high quality photos, throw that into AI, and it's almost imperceptible that it shifted that number value.
It's almost like I gave AI something good to munch on, And it was
Absolutely.
able to use that to its advantage.
Low quality photos, poorly lit photos. Photoshop can't even touch it. Like, it's just really hard. It takes a skill set that surpasses what most of us can do when the original photo is not ideal, not optimized. So we just taught the boot camp for in-person cookie class. I have a great review for it.
Nice.
Jess said yesterday I had the extreme honor to teach an agricultural themed cookie class on opening day in the alumni convention in Madison. This was such an honor. I've been teaching classes for a couple of years and I thought I had it all dialed in. However, at the launch of the new cookie class boot camps, I was really able to focus in on creating better systems to make sure I had everything I needed without running around the morning of. The boot camp came at the perfect time, even got all the tech to work without any major hiccups. Now, I know she did that on her own because tech never works for me the first time. It almost knows that I want it too much. So that is the boot camps. We're calling them like intensive, marketing intensives that are single focus topics. Yeah. And you get, this will be a 2-day boot camp. The photography one, the in-person classes was 3 days. Lots of worksheets, a private Facebook group that everyone gets booted from. Ceremoniously. Little Vendy Blendy vibes. So that is March 5th and 6th. And I'm dialing in the times because this is a new product for us as well. These single use modules.
Yes.
And they can schedule the drop, but I don't understand when it decides the time. Someone's like, I can't get this now. I said, I don't think you'll get it till 8 p.m. I got to figure that. So we'll have that, but you'll access them each day and then you'll have access to them after. So you can sign up for just a boot camp for $13. I'll have that on the website this week. Or you can sign up for the Cookie College after attending a boot camp and get the Cookie College for $13 off, which gets you your money back. All right, thanks for saying thanks for the boot camp.
Thank you.
If you're not ready to sign up, you can just keep taking the boot camps and just pay as you go. So our boot camp in March is photography. April, Corey's doing pre-sales. She says she's got that one dialed in as well. And then I pitched May is learning how to print 3D printed cookie cutters.
Yeah, nice.
Kind of really
printing up a storm.
You have. You took a little break.
Yeah, because I said you use what you print or you don't print it because you're not using it. It's not a collecting thing.
Are you purchasing the STL files or are you designing your own?
It's been a little bit of both, mostly time crunchy, just buying them.
I have an interesting update for Cookie Design Lab when we get to that segment.
Nice.
You will love it. Okay, so anything you want to tell us? Who should take the boot camp and who shouldn't?
The boot camp is for someone who wants to learn their own photography setup, someone who's beginner who says, I just don't really know. I like what the big cookiers are doing on social media. I wish my photos looked a little bit more like that. If I could get some tips and tricks, like 3 usable tips that I could implement tomorrow and have a better photo, I would take it. That's for you.
Okay, and it's only $13. And you think it's worth $13?
I love my photos. I would choose them over AI.
I think your photos are great. This isn't an anti-AI boot camp.
No.
This is a pro photography boot camp that you can then use to make AI work a lot better for you. I think kind of a signature style. Yeah. There's such a thing as a signature style of photography. So people look at it and they're like, oh, I know where that one came from. Mm-hmm. And that's a part of branding as well. So that one is coming up. I'll post more about it soon. The Gossip Column, this is a short one. There was another really long one, but it was so long I didn't have a chance to proofread to see if it was about murdering a client. This one says, sleeper slip up. A birth announcement should be fun, right? Each baby sleeper in the set of 12 had to be completely different. After they paid, of course, you're going to be an aunt or you're going to be a great aunt. All right. And I had to keep them all straight and match with many similar but different names. Compared to some stories, not terrible. It was extremely stressful. Have you ever had a custom order that was 12 custom cookies?
It wasn't 12. She ordered 9.
See, this one's complex because it's 12 custom cookies with 12 custom names with 12 custom great aunts.
Yeah. The great part about mine, it was just 12 or 9 unique names. So can you be the godmother? Can you be the godfather?
Oh, you have the same setup.
Yeah. So it must be more common than I thought. It was the first time I had ever done it.
So how'd you price that?
I did charge her for 12. She only charged for 9 for all the customization. But I chose a single line font, so it was a lot easier.
Explain what single line font means.
So there's bubble letters.
Okay.
Which takes twice as long as you have to outline
you just did
section.
Skinny ones.
This is where you just go over it once.
Okay, so you charged her for a dozen. And you added on top for 9 customs?
So she wanted 9 customs. I charged her for a dozen. So the upcharge was the additional cookies she did not get, because they were all individual. So she was charged for a dozen, got 9. So
she didn't. She couldn't just do the 12?
She wanted them to all be custom names.
Yeah, I know. I guess you'd have to price that differently. But then, okay, question. When you guys do the cookies for like a classroom and they all have names on them,
Yes.
But you're selling those individually?
Like, so if you do it for a pre-sale,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I would do that about $8 each.
Because each one has to be. And what are you using? DeFont to like type it in?
I use Canva now because now I
Oh.
can take all the names, copy, paste. So I'm not spelling anything wrong, but you would be spelling it wrong if you put it in DeFont unless you just copy and paste it. But I can do a whole bunch of names in there. Like someone ordered 9 cookies yesterday. She wants name place cards, but every name has a different place card. Charge her for a dozen. She's only getting 9 cookies.
Oh, the same exact setup as the other lady?
Yeah, except for that one was for godparents. This one's for she's having a party with coquette bows.
I don't even know what that word means.
Bows, those bows are super in right now.
Oh, they're very in.
So that's what the party is, I guess, based off of black bows.
Without getting mad, could you lean in a little bit? So, that's an interesting one. I didn't even think about that. And birth announcement, sleeper, slip up. You didn't slip up, girl. Unless you did. But that would be hard to keep tabs on because I see always the biggest offense is like somebody spells Isaac without the 2 A's but adds 2 C's.
One time I forgot it was a classroom. She ordered for a classroom.
Okay.
She always tips about $70. So
She tips the price of the cookies?
No, she needed 2 dozen cookies.
Oh,
Usually tips
that's
70.
That's an amazing tip.
I know. She's my favorite customer in the world. Granted, she moved down the road quite a ways, so rest in peace, my friend. But she ordered, every class had a different name, and I forgot one child's name.
Shoot.
And she was like, don't even worry about it. No, but I drove it out to her because I said,
how could you get it on there?
So what was funny is I made the cookie, put it in a container. I said, let this dry overnight. Here's the bag. Here's the bow. Put it in there
She
tomorrow.
bagged it herself.
Yeah.
Does she still tip you?
Yes, she did. She ordered a million times since then.
Okay, great.
But I couldn't believe she ordered after that. But she was like, "Thank, that is so nice." I said, to be a 3rd grader and not get a cookie with your name on it.
That's what I say. When the baker makes a mistake and one that makes the client look bad, it's when you almost got to go above,
because
beyond,
they're going to say, everyone but Kayla can get a cookie
I know.
right
Could you
now.
imagine? Oh, it'd send me. It'd send me. Okay, our upcoming events. Corey can't read these, so I'm kind of running through these. We have Eugene here in a couple minutes. The AI Cookie Collab is in 3 weeks. Now, this one is an interesting one because we have 2 camps of thoughts with AI. Either you want to murder it or you absolutely love it and want to propose to it. It just doesn't seem to be in between, and the 2 camps can't get along. So we are blending them with this AI Cookie Collab. And the collab is this. I use Chat GPT, goalpost T, to generate a picture of a bunny that was a little bit, you could just tell it's AI generated, but not everyone can tell. But what you're going to do, and I provided the STL file, you're going to recreate it to your best ability.
Yeah.
And then you're going to say to clients, when you send me AI generated images like this first one, and here's how you can kind of tell that it is, and we'll do that with the caption. Here's what I'm able to do with that. Now, and that won't be perfect. So we're setting the expectations. Again, all our collabs are meant to have marketing value, but also have reach, engagement.
So showing your imperfections in your cookies versus the AI, which has no imperfections, is a great way to set expectations for your clients. And that's why with the photography boot camp, having the imperfections in your cookies, the crumbs, the, maybe thicker piping line and not so perfect flooding is helpful to set the expectations to your clients, because when they show up and it's not a perfect smiley face, because icing doesn't behave that way.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand the limitations of yourself. When AI creates something too perfect and you're like, hey guys, I'm selling this, you run the risk of the expectations versus results.
Yeah.
And that could lead to the bad review. This is a nice bridge to be like, hey, here's what you thought I could do and here's what I'm capable of. And that will be different for every baker. Now, Corey's taking it a step further, which the AI generated, what she's capable of piping, and then she's capable of printing, which is a nice blend to get as close to that. Some people are like, I don't care. You want it to look like this.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious what it looks like for you. Because you know why? The AI generated image still has the cookie in it.
It would still, I was going to take the cookie out of it and just use
I'll be
the bunny.
curious how you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And then our April one is a fun one, and I am biting at the bit for spring. It snowed yesterday.
It's supposed to snow again.
I don't know. Whatever. Pipe a park. So what we're going to do is Peppa Pig it. Just kidding. Just we're going to pipe a park it. You're going to go to a local park. It's springtime, and you're going to pipe
Just
a
hold
flower.
a little flower. You're going to hold it in front of the park. It's going to look like it's growing on the greenery.
And Corey will give us an example photo.
Yeah.
And tell us kind of do that. So what we're going to do is use that to engage. It's a great engagement post. It's because it's letting your audience know about a local park that you love. You're going to have a little story about the flower you chose and why you chose it. And then it's just great engagement because it is a collab. So if you guys are new to collabs are where a bunch of bakers get together for a common theme on the same date, same time, using a specific hashtag. On Instagram, they post that and we all go engage with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
People who participate in collabs say it is surprisingly effective at marketing.
Fantastic. As far as how much engagement you get versus what you normally get.
So yeah, the bakers who participate will also engage. So if you get typically 4 comments, you could look upwards of 10 comments. Maybe on a great collab, 20 comments, 50 comments. I've seen it go to, depending on how complex the collab is. So surprised that the AI collab is taking, I don't know if people completely understand it by how many people have signed up. Surprising, because that one is a lot of work.
Maybe I'll have to make mine a little earlier to
Could you?
explain it.
Could you? I need to send out my. So if you guys register, you can still register to that. You can participate without registering, but I help you with.
And what date is it? March what?
March. It is March 20th.
Oh, nice.
How many?
You said there was like 100 or some odd.
It was over 100. Participants in the AI Cookie Collab have topped the number 141.
141. There's always people who fall out. Like, I got too busy, my bad.
Listen, the earlier I post the collab to give you guys more working runtime, the more people drop out of it in the last minute because they had the best laid plans in my spin. However, I want to say this: marketing only works when you do. It'd be cool if it was a set it and forget it thing. It's not.
Yeah.
If it was, none of us would have jobs. We'd all be on islands. But it has to. You have to put the work in. I always see people like, I've tried nothing and nothing's working. That's your input is equaling your output. If nothing works, your input. There's something wrong with your input. You can tweak it. That's the best thing I could tell you.
Yeah.
Because that means it's fixable. If I told you you're doing everything right and it's all wrong,
I'm not sure why it's not working.
so good luck. I'd quit.
Yeah.
That is devastating. So what I'm saying is when it isn't working out here, it's something along the here that isn't working. So I'm excited. I got to post the information for the Peppa Pig Pipe Up Park collab. I'm just going to call it Pipe Up Park, but it just sounds like
it does. It does.
I never watched Peppa Pig. Did Archer?
He watched it a little bit. It was slightly annoying.
My Summer, when she was little, she's 8 years younger than us. Our little sister watched Arthur.
No, I loved Arthur. Peppa Pig cries all the time. She's not a problem solver.
Oh, really?
She does.
What's Swipe or No Swiping?
That's Dora the Explorer.
Did Arch watch that?
We all watched that.
Teletubbies?
No, I didn't like Teletubbies as much. I didn't.
Little monsters.
Like we had Bubble Guppy's fave.
Bubble Guppies.
Yeah. The Backyardigans.
Okay. I think
Oh
I've
my
heard that.
goodness, I love Backyardigans.
Blue's Clues is before his time.
Yeah.
But the dog that everyone likes, that's after his time.
The purple one?
The dog group of crime fighters.
Oh, yeah. That's even after Archer's time.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit older.
What did we watch?
We
did the
Barney.
Okay. Everybody did.
Yeah, I
start
think it
somewhere.
was really Barney. Oh, and the Fleeting Rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Oh, Lamb Chop too, as well.
Oh,
Whatever
Lamb Chop.
that. Yeah. But then I felt like there was some stuff. I watched Nickelodeon, The Rugrats. We did watch that a lot.
You're going past learning into like.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a little where we can remember.
Yeah, those ones are more learning things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bubble Guppies was up there for me. I really
Bubble
enjoyed
Gups?
that.
I gotta just say what it looks like. It sounds cute. It's gonna be ugly. Bubble.
And then there was someone's gonna be screaming at. There was these one robot and 2 like futuristic kids, but one wore blue, one wore pink, and the robot was green. And they did a lot of number counting things. I really loved whatever. And I can't
See if AI
remember.
can pull that. Project
Octonauts.
Ollie? That's what they are.
Oh, I think it's
Is it Project Ollie?
no. If that's a photo of him,
A show for kids?
yeah, for a learning show.
Okay, somebody's screaming at the thing. Tobot.
Can I see a picture? Tobot sounds kind of.
Cubics.
Oh, look, we did that.
Yeah, that was Reboot, and I loved it, and you didn't like
Oh, yeah,
anything.
whatever this is. Yo Gabba Gabba, we watched all the time.
That I've even heard of. That was the
Yo
one you couldn't.
Gabba
Okay,
Gabba.
now you're too close to this.
Yo Gabba Gabba. Oh, I can't see him on there. Oh, I have to find him. Someone knows what I'm talking about. He was the cutest little robot. They did a lot of number things, and he wore a blue astronaut, and the girl wore a pink astronaut.
AI hates to see you come. And he was kind of funny, and she was kind of cute. Okay, so that is Oh yeah, Peppa Pig. That I'll post up soon. I think that'll be a cool one. Where are you going?
I said maybe Pennsylvania.
Oh shoot, I hate that one. I was thinking we could do a Great Falls.
I gotta make it close to my
Great
house.
Falls.
No, the benefit is that it's close to your home.
That is the point. So it's not the biggest park in your state. Like, don't go climbing the Grand Canyon for this one. It's the hyper local content that we want to marry cookies to. Upcoming events. What's Popping Con is only in 7 weeks.
Crazy. Time is flying.
Time is flying. And it's in April 16th. You can use code TWINS for $25 off. I think they might still be running early bird, but if not, you're cutting it close.
Yes.
Cutting it close. Cookie Con, 17 weeks. And I do feel like tickets go on sale. We actually, surprisingly, Heather Campbell Brookshire, all 3 names, murder, suicide, that she's teaching live today. I got to post it.
Oh,
today.
Nice.
She said, I'm so sorry I submitted this because I think the tickets go on sale. So it's called Let's Go to CookieCon. She's going to tell you everything you need to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Heather Campbell Brookshire. I have to use all the 3 names. And the Venny Blending, I don't even like talking about this, is 39 weeks away.
Shan't give it any airtime.
No. No care time. That's what you get. So What's Popping Con is a convention. I think it's 2 to 3 days, if not even longer, because you can do the add-ons and go to her shop. It's in Kent, Ohio, where Daisy makes kind of factory setup.
She has a brick and mortar.
It is impressive.
Yeah.
Her and her husband do it together, and they are go-getters.
Yeah.
And so we are the closing speakers on that one. How fun. You need to do a Facebook Live with her. TikTok Live, she's in, Instagram Live. Upcoming major holidays, St. Patrick's Day. Now, on St. Patrick's Day, Corey, remember that Cookie Class Kit went through a rebirth this year per the request of members that they wanted more intermediate classes. And we said, okay, who are we to say no? And I really feel like you've hit your stride.
Don't say stride yet. There's only been 3 that have come out. So we have the January, we have February, which is Valentine's Day, and then this one is a St. Patrick's Day themed.
Yeah, I had to post it last night. So I was yesterday afternoon. It was super cute. Bright orange, bright greens, Celtic. Lucky Irish.
Yeah.
It turns out it's a 4-leaf clover, not a shamrock. Had to Google. I knew somebody was going to correct me. I know they're going to correct me. Shamrock is 3.
Oh,
Lucky Clover is 4. Both are associated with St. Patrick's Day. And it's St. Patty's Day, not St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
somebody will tackle you.
I had to Google that for myself.
Right, it's the T's, right? The
T's are correct.
St. Patrick's Day, and that is March 17th. It's only 3 weeks away, so you could essentially sign up for the Cookie College or the class kits and get that and teach it. It's a cutie patootie. It's got 10 icing bags, but all just one consistency across those.
10 icing bag colors.
Yeah.
10 icing bags, all flood consistency.
All flood consistency. Very cute little setup. And this one is the first class you've done with a transfer.
I know. Because that's very intermediate of me.
Yeah, so I included the transfer sheet and I added a slide in the slide deck about what transfers are.
Oh, good.
For our intermediate class takers. April Fool's Day is in 5 weeks. I hate that day. I have April Fool's PTSD.
A trick on you.
No.
I recall what you're referring to.
4th grade.
Yes.
A teacher said, he made us all take a quiz we hadn't studied for. Everyone fails.
It was a fake quiz.
It was a fake quiz.
Yeah, I didn't know, and then it was a fake.
Then he said, this is a joke. You can go tell your parents you failed this. LOL. The parents were upset. And that day, 4th grade,
us from ever
I say I no longer play little jokies on April Fool's. But you get on your news feed and everyone's like closing down their company, having a baby, like all these things. And I'm like, I'm not sure what's real or not. I would hate to have a birthday.
In AI world?
Oh, I don't think we're ready for AI April Fools. AI April Fools. Easter is in 6 weeks. It falls early this year, but that's also a class kit.
That will be the next one.
Have you gotten the cutters? Yeah.
No, they're on their way.
Very nice. It looks very cute.
Hopefully. Let's see.
You and I are also teaching an Easter class, but I don't think we'll teach the intermediate.
No, I don't think so.
Easter class is Easter is in 6 weeks. That feels very close. That's April 5th. April. Last year, it was at the 3rd week of April. This time it's at the 1st week of April. It's different than it was last year. Your plans last year will not apply to this year.
Yeah.
Teacher Appreciation Week is in 10 weeks, and then Nurse Appreciation Week actually falls on that same week.
Wow. I like Teacher Appreciation Week. It is one of my favorite weeks. I will be participating in appreciating, hopefully.
You'll be appreciating them teachers.
Yeah.
We'll be participating. Mother's Day is just right after that on May 10th.
So, that's literally like 3 days later.
Yeah, because it's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
And
which
Mother's
ends on
Day.
8th, which is the 10th. So that's Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're right there. And then you have graduation, which is kind of scattered throughout, especially with these snow days. Did you
I'm
see
already
that?
having graduation orders coming in.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
And she's like, your order form isn't open for May. Can I scoot along in there?
Because our graduation is, well, I'm sorry, our last day of school. When do you think graduation is?
It's usually end of May.
Yeah, it's June 12th.
Yeah, it ranges
Yeah,
depending
I know,
on
it
the
really
school.
does. Some people are like, they already graduated, they're off in college.
Private schools and a little different than public schools.
And then public schools, some public schools are doing almost a year-round schedule.
Of graduating?
No. Like they're shortening the summer.
Yeah, no.
I do not have kids. Why do you look like you landed from Planet Alien? Last day of school is also right there. Graduation is before last day of school.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like I'm speaking German?
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm just talking about the upcoming holidays. Then Father's Day, but that one never does well for
No,
cookies.
Father's Day is better than Mother's Day.
Oh, Mother's Day?
Yeah, moms will buy for the dads of the family.
We
Dads
need to reach
don't
the
buy
men. We need to
moms.
reach the men for
Yeah.
Mother's Day. I've seen a couple of podcasts years ago, someone said that they post a graphic that says, wives, tag your husbands here and I'll get them through the ordering process, which I think is not a bad idea. STL me about it. Now I have an email from Cookie Design Lab. I want to read
So
it to you
Cookie
guys.
Design Lab actually sponsors the STL Me About It section. That's where you can text in your questions. The phone number to do that is 571-556-5644.
Very nice.
Okay.
Look at you. Quite it. Hi, Heather. If you happen to see this before recording the podcast today, please share that we are dropping one Easter or spring cookie cutter, matching image, and matching outline every week. These are all free and will be posted to our blog. First up is an egg with a banner that would make a great personalized option for Easter basket, hostess gifts, or place card cookies. Next, we'll be dropping a plaque with bunny ears, the one I've already shared in the Cookie College.
Yeah, got that from her.
Yeah, Amalia is giving away on their blog. So cookiedesignlab.com. Go to their blog and you can get these free STL files to print. If you want to make your own STL files, use code TWINS for 15% off at Cookie
She
Design.
based these designs off of the top bestsellers when you asked it in the Cookie College.
Oh, funny.
And a lot of people said, so she made her own.
Really like that. So
Yeah.
if you join the Cookie College, you can also get Amalia. But if code TWINS 15% off, that works for their year membership, which is what I paid for, and it works for their 7-day trial. If you not even a trial, it's just 7 days to print off a cutter if you're not a big self printer.
So if you were wondering what Cookie Design Lab is, if your customer sends you an AI image and there's no cutter out there on Etsy that fills that, you can actually take that image, remove the background, put it in Cookie Design Lab, take the little pinpoints, move them around the image, and create a cutter yourself.
Now, that's what you've been using.
That's what I've been using. Fantastic. It's given me a lot more wiggle room versus just using plaques. And I find that customers like it just a little bit more custom, especially when you're paying the custom pricing.
I like the shape of things.
What she is doing, though, is she's giving you the STL files already made for these ones on her blog. So that's a great way to go over your blog.
She was the text in about SEO regarding blog posts.
Yeah.
So a very smart way to get people to your blog is by giving them information. So if you have a blog and you're like, oh, I don't know what to post, the Pipa Park, listing out the parks is great reward for people who are like, oh, I want to know what local parks there are. So kind of think in terms of that. Okay, we have 3 texting questions. They all follow a very similar theme.
Number 2.
Number 2. So area code 801. You are the STL Me About It winner. You can email me at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com and I'll hook you up with Amalia. Do we have an update on the coat? Don't leave us all hanging. In fact, I'm just going to read all the 3 texts. First one, Corey, did you get your jacket back? Second one, do we have an update on the coat? Don't leave us hanging. Like the coat wasn't left hanging. Last one, hi ladies, got to side with Corey in the jacket situation. If I had accidentally taken a stranger's jacket, I would be mortified and would be driving back immediately to return it. As always, thanks for everything you both do for all the bakers.
Okay, my update with the jacket. The jacket, let me tell you, when it went missing, had my gloves in the pockets. That's important. She took my entire winter wardrobe with her. That day when I went back on Tuesday, the jacket was not there, but the little manager guy was also not there.
Okay.
So I went home cold, sad, long lost, and forgotten. The next day, Wednesday, we go to the gym around 6 o'clock. the manager, he's got a great, I'm going to say either Australian or British accent
Love that.
between. He's like, "Did you get it?
Crikey.
Crikey."
Ships
I
on the
was like,
Bobby.
I did it, like a little baby.
Is this before or after his desperate voicemail not to press start?
This is after.
Okay.
He's like, "Are you kidding me? Stay right here. I'm going to get to the bottom of this."
Okay.
Okay, so it had come in that morning and they hung it up somewhere else where like the locals,
They said this isn't going to be taken again.
yeah, it's where the workers hang their jackets
Smart.
now.
Smart.
So he was like, "Is this your Jackie?" And I was like, "That's my Jackie."
So from start to finish, how long between the loss of the jacket and the
a
return
week
of the
and a
jacket?
day.
Week and a
That's
day. A week and a day
wild.
where Corey's telling absolute strangers she's lost her jacket.
And I put my hands in the pockets. No gloves.
So-
She literally took the gloves.
Are you trying to reacquire the gloves?
The gloves are gone. It was too difficult to get the jacket. Take your little trophy, girl. Put it in your robe.
Maybe the jacket was the decoy and the gloves
Yes.
are actually.
She said, "I will be stealing something."
Okay,
from
question.
this
Will you be
lady."
repurchasing gloves? Because you said this is your only gloves.
These are my only gloves because I destashed all the things I owned. I'm trying to get past this winter and I'll buy a cheap pair.
Listen,
next
man,
winter.
winter keeps a knocking.
I know.
I don't know what's going
My
on.
hands are chilled.
So-
I got whatever this little thing is.
Podcast land, Corey has been reunited with jacket, sans gloves. Did you wash it?
Washed it twice
Good.
on hot, but I didn't dry it because it's got the fake fur on the thing. And it
You know,
really,
you can't dry those. Does the
it
fur not
melts it.
clip off? Come
no,
on.
not on this one.
Oh, yeah, I can't do the faux fur because it
know.
melts. You can't.
And I loved.
I have to. My clothes are being punched by detergent constantly. I have a little bit of a mental problem. I have to wash clothes after I wear them one time. Yes, not great for anything
I
involved.
would say for gym clothes, for certain. Someone's screaming I'm a dirty girl right now. Gym clothes, yeah, wash them. Jeans, wearing them to dinner. I think you could get too.
Do you hear? I don't, actually, for as germophobic as I am, I don't abide by this one. Outside clothes. So if you have outside clothes,
where
they
you
don't,
change-
you
it's-
don't, you can't sit on the furniture with from outside clothes because
No.
you're the
Outside,
dirty chair you
inside.
sat on.
Upside down. Side.
Okay, I'm gonna go through a couple articles of clothing. I just want to know the frequency of wash.
Sure.
Bed sheets.
Weekly.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
every
nice.
4 days.
Pillowcase.
That is more because of acne.
Pimples.
Yeah.
Get you.
I know,
Force your
that's
hand
probably
here.
what I'm
Okay. This jacket.
If I wear it to the gym, he'll be washed before I wear them again.
Ah,
I
these
do
pants.
think it'll be washed tonight.
Your socks.
Every day.
Underwear.
Every day.
Okay.
I actually switch twice in a day.
You do a two for
If
run.
I take a shower before bed, which I do every night,
I agree,
I will
man.
not put on a dirty
what
pair.
the person I am post shower doesn't acknowledge the person. I
So
was
my body
pre-shower.
goes into the bed clean, and then I take a shower in the morning.
Okay. Let me think. Something else. Okay. Let's say it was a dress. I've never seen you wear one, but
I wouldn't wash that right after unless I did something sweaty like a salsa dance, which I've never done before in my life.
okay. So you'd never wash a dress.
I would eventually wash it.
Dry clean stuff.
I don't own dry and clean stuff.
You really kind of wear the same kind of clothes.
I
all
have
the
7
time?
pairs of these.
Okay, we have this. We both have this pair of pants.
I'd wash that because I'm not wearing it as much as you are. I'm wearing it to like a dinner. I'd wash
Okay.
it on the second time probably.
Fair.
If we
Our little sister. I'm washing everything all the time. I hate that for me. I hate that for my clothes. I hate that for the water bill. But just in my head, it really bothered me. I packed all my pants, including the ones I needed to wear. So that left me pantless.
Oh.
So then I said, well, I'm not technically pantless. I have the pants from yesterday.
And you couldn't.
I said, Heather, come on, girl, quick chit chat. If you just, because I had pants in wash,
Yes.
in the process of being washed. So I just said, if I just wore these again one time, then I'd be set, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
I agree. A jacket.
Okay, jackets are different. I did buy a couple years ago, splurged. You know, I was in my whole buy it once, buy it for life era. Aritzia?
Yes.
Can't even pronounce it right. I'm too broke. Down jacket.
Okay.
But
Do
you
still
can't
have
wash it.
this?
Yeah, it's the warmest
Is it dry and clean
thing.
only?
I haven't read. I try not to
Oh,
even
he's
get
never
it
been
dirty.
washed?
But it bothers me. He's hardly been worn because he can't be necessarily washed. But he's whatever Bird's got going on.
That's
That is
why
what?
they're out there in the cold.
They
because
are probably
that's
sweating
what
out in the
it
cold
can
because
be.
that's what that jacket is.
My jackets I wear on walks start smelling like the outdoors. So my gym jacket that was stolen, he'll be washed all the time.
Okay, question. A jacket you wear around somebody who ordered fajitas.
I'll have to wash it.
I can't
It
stand
can't
the
have
meat
a
smell.
I don't want it to smell like outside. I don't want to smell like
I'm gonna
body
say
odor.
cancel me. If you order fajitas and didn't announce it to the table, illegal.
I used to order
Citation.
fajitas, remember?
Citation.
The chicken ones.
I saw
Uncle
one time
Louis.
that the fajita isn't actually steamy. They add something to the bowl
Like
to
the
make
oil.
it steam.
Probably whatever Sakura guy
Nice.
added.
Yeah,
made the
that
thing
makes
go
the
up.
steam. So
Yeah.
really, it's all for show. The smell was just an added
I do think
unfortunate
it
bonus.
smells strong regardless.
Yeah,
Yesterday, I did go to Chili on Top, and I came out, and Nate says, you smell like a fajita.
I know. Well, I used to work in property restoration, and if you burn a turkey on Thanksgiving or something like that, it's called actually a protein fire. Protein molecules are so large. That's why they smell. The larger the molecule, the more you smell it. Smoke molecules are also very large. So protein fire was actually an insurance claim because it was so hard to get the protein wafting through, especially if you had your AC system running or heater running, because it pulled it into
suckled
the
it in
upstairs.
there.
It was hard to get that smell out because the molecules are so large.
Crazy.
Protein fire claim, wow.
Yeah.
And it was hard to work with because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You can only smell
Yeah.
it. So that is the jacket update. If you want to text in to 571-556-5644, you too can understand Corey's laundry habits. Our little sister does not wash clothes.
as often.
Hardly.
Ever.
Funny story. My mom is very anal about laundry. In fact, when I was 21, I had not washed my own clothes. When I was 20, she didn't let us touch her laundry machines.
Machine.
She's very
was
protective.
particular.
And she still is. So you still can't. So my little sister does live with my mom, but my mom does not let her use the laundry machines. You just got to let people do themselves. At that age, it's just, you can do what you do. So my mom, in an effort to kind of get in front of her chores that she does not let anyone do, she preloaded the
Washing machine.
and then stepped down to go run some errands.
Yeah.
In her mind, thinking it's one less task for me when I get home. My dad, in an effort, because it was her birthday, to help her with this chore you're not allowed to help her with because she didn't need to report to anyone. She didn't think anybody was going to do it. Decides to come and he's like, oh, these clothes are...
He thought the washing machine was the dryer.
Yeah, so when he comes there and all the clothes are dry, it makes total sense to him. They have the stacker ones, so
Yeah.
it is kind of confusing. They're like identical.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, these are dried, clean clothes. He and my little sister fold delicately all these clothes.
Dirty clothes.
When my mom comes home, she's like, where are all the dirty clothes? And Dad's like, I folded them for you. What? They're dirty? No. Yeah. And so they had to put all their effort back in the washing machine.
Go find the dirty clothes.
So that is why I think Corey and I have weird relationships with washing machines.
My husband washes things every day, but also wears things with holes.
Nate, Corey's husband, thinks wearing something until the threads are hanging on by thread, literally, is a badge of honor. And if you try to buy him something, he will freak out.
Well, not wear it.
He does not. We all have. Here's the thing.
A weirdness.
We all have a weirdness. We're keeping text that into the podcast. If you have some weird idiosyncrasy, I want to hear it. That little thing where my mom doesn't let people wash their clothes, or
Heather has to wash things every single time she wears them.
or Corey.
What are you gonna do?
I would say you don't wash your hair every day,
I don't wash it every day.
and I do, and that's why it's dry. I said, why is my hair sticking to my
Mine's a
face?
mess, so I don't know if I'm doing it right.
So let's go through our sponsors, then we'll wrap this up because we got to get Eugene on it and travel back in time. Eugene, great talk. Future from the past. Cookie Design Lab code TWINS gets you 15% off. Baking Me Crazy code Favorite Twin gets me 10% off. We're going to reach out to these people this next month, and I want them to do little segments on the podcast.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know. Listen.
Believe it when I
Listen.
see
You
it.
email me massive tasks.
Believe it.
I got the class up. I got to do the digital download. The digital download. What do you want me to do this time?
It. We're doing egg. Excited to be in your class.
Excited to be in your class. Marrying Teacher Appreciation Week and Easter, which are kind of close.
Yes. A month away.
Month. But you wouldn't give an excited to be in your class after Easter.
No, I'd give it for Easter.
Is your keister your bet?
Yeah.
Easter is going to seat you on your keister. Baking Me Crazy code Favorite Twins is 10% off. Bakety Bake code Twins. I'm so sorry. Baking Me Crazy's favorite twin, or Heather. Just kidding. It's his favorite twin. Bakety Bake code Twins is 10% off. What's Popping Con code Twins $25 off. We'll be speaking at that. Bosch and Nutrimil, if you want a discount, my cat's outside, I can hear him. Code Sugar Cookies gets $20.
Yeah.
And last but never least, Eddie Primera's edible printer is not discounted.
But it's a direct-to-food printer. Coolest thing. Still in awe when I turn it on and use it. And I used it for a set heavily. Last week, it was a first birthday Valentine set. So it's our sweetheart is turning 1. Her inspo pictures had airbrushing in the back. And I said, Eddie could do this in 2 seconds.
So did you find the graphic? I'm assuming you're using Canva or Shutterstock.
I just used Canva.
Very nice.
Yeah. And just created that, sent it to.
What did they say?
She loved it.
She loved it. I saw you posting about it. And I like to leave my little weird comments.
You did.
I always listen. If I see, I'm going to scratch your back. If I see your post, I'm going to like it. But I want to add a comment, but I also don't want to be like, golly gee willikers, I have never met Corey with my same name ever before. So I say, oh, hey, I would love this if I was one of Rose 41.
Appreciate it. I appreciate your weird comments.
You're welcome. You always wait very long to get back to me.
Yeah, you know why?
To bump it.
Yeah.
I said, well, she's bumping it 3 days later. I saw your reply to me. So Twinterest, Corey, do you have a Twinterest this week?
Do you have a Twinterest?
Yeah, actually I've been. This is going to be my Twinterest and my Twintellect. My Twintellect is about Bitcoin, but I don't know enough about it to really establish any information. Okay. But we'll talk about it. Twinterest is interior design. And if you are an interior designer or if you are gifted in that, oh my goodness, mad respect.
Yes.
Because it is so complex. Paint looks different in the sun.
It does.
Okay, wild. So now you can't just pick one paint. Oh, there's 50 shades of that color. Oh, there's 50 types of the shade of that color. Then, okay, cool. Like maybe you get the paint established. No, your curtains have to be 6 inches from the ceiling. Your curtain panel needs to be each curtain panel on either side of the thing needs to be the size of the window, so
but
it's bunchy.
Just what they're saying, what looks the best.
I would like to look the best. I don't want to look sub-best.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. Then they're like, but so you know, the pleating of the curtain also needs to be factored in here. The type of material for the curtain, the curtain's length. Do you want it bunching? Do you want it to barely touch? Do you want it to actually function? Or you just want it to be aesthetic?
Are you doing aesthetic or functional?
I'm lost in the sauce.
Bedroom ones, functional, blackout curtains.
Okay, here's the thing. If it's functional, it's ugly. That's just the
they're
trade-off.
always drawn.
The better it works, the worse it looks.
My bedroom feels closed in.
The best shoes I wear are the ones that would somebody be like, "Are you doing okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the cuter it is, the more your knees hurt.
Oh yeah, and light's pouring in because you got non-functional curtains that look great.
I know. So you want to kind of blend the both, I guess. You want it to be functional, but you also want it to be aesthetic.
Yeah.
But then you have to say, okay, they have these things. You can't go into Ashley Furniture anymore and buy the set. Apparently that's a big faux pas.
Why?
So because it looks like you just you walked in and said, I'll buy a set. They said that doesn't look intentional.
But I put a piano in the middle.
I like it. But then you have fabrics, you have color. There's a 60-30-10 rule or something, 60-30-20, where there's one primary color, 60%. There's an accent color and then a little plop of color.
What? That'll be fun.
I find it overwhelming. And then you got the size of things. Just the see if they work together.
Sure. That's something I struggle with even to this day, measuring. I'm more of a twice measure by.
So, that was my Twinterest, is kind of seeing, and now I have a whole new respect for people who are interior designers, because I think it does take a lot of knowledge off of things. How high should you hang a picture? The center of the picture needs to be 60 inches from the floor. It doesn't matter what the size of the photo is.
I just look at a wall. I'm like, that seems right about there.
Yeah, no, it's not that. Your TV, there's a whole subreddit called TV Too High.
And I like my TV too high. I wouldn't be in bed and looking up to the ceiling.
I don't want to have to do ceiling mounted TVs.
You know, like when you're at a hotel and you have to go sideways to see the TV because your toe is in the way? I don't like that.
That is what they want to mount them like. Yeah, it's just this whole theory.
I'm living my life for me.
Then there's the trends. Corey is, for as much as Corey spends time asleep, I don't.
Yeah, meaning
I've not had a TV in my room.
I've only had it for 4 years.
We haven't seen you since.
But I watch TV downstairs then.
You would have a TV in every level, I believe.
No, I only ever want one TV. I'm the only one who watches it. I don't need it to follow me around. I got a cell phone thing.
Ashley's getting rid of her TV on her main level.
That's just because her
putting in the basement.
Interior designer.
The interior designer to go right about.
I have a Twintellect.
Okay.
I was telling my son, now 16. He turned 16 last Wednesday. Time is something.
Is this how you led?
You own. Your time is something you own, and you're the caretaker of it because nobody owns time. It's a ticking.
I think a lot of people don't understand how little time we have.
We have little time, and the time you do have, it's either here or gone. It does not wait for you. Time does not wait for you. Your ownership of your time is being the steadfast person that you can choose to be an on-time person. You can choose to not be an on-time person. That is a personal choice. Now, you might have things that are external that are taking away your time because maybe the kid's throwing things. Then maybe we got to train the kid a little bit so that he takes less of our time. Preemptively putting your dirty clothes in the washing machine so you can save on time. I'm a very on-time person. My son.
You're pretty early.
I like to be early.
I don't think you're
narrowly.
ever on time. I think you're early.
Oh, yeah. But then I don't mind sitting in the car for a bit.
You don't complain about it. I get
Yeah.
a text every once in a while, but that's because I'm running real late.
But choosing to be on time is a choice. Being an on-time person is something you choose to be. My son will set an alarm in the morning at 6. He never has woken up at 6 and just hear it go off.
I heard Corey break down his alarm. 6:30, 7.
6:35.
Oh.
6:40.
Oh, we're going to the 5-minute intervals.
6:45.
Oh my goodness.
But I'll come in at 6:45 when I know that. But I can't come in.
Is he asleep or is he looking at his phone?
No, he is groggily in bed,
Uh-huh.
not asleep, but awake.
Yeah, that first alarm.
But you're not
didn't-
getting up.
Right.
So I said to Archer, I don't trust you with time.
Oh.
That's a big thing.
He said.
I said, if you can show to me that you can do well with time management, I will trust you more. Currently, I don't like yelling up at you at 7:30 to get in the car.
Okay.
You need to be down at 7:28 before 7:30. So it doesn't even cross my mind to yell at you.
I agree.
Okay. He did not like that conversation, as one would not.
Yeah.
But you also are 16 and I can't let you fly away at 18 not knowing how to manage your own.
Corey's gone through an existential crisis with Archer training.
We're button heads, but it's button heads for the right reasons.
I think you got to butt heads.
So this morning, I did not go to his door. I hear his alarm goes off. I do not go.
Oh.
He is in his bathroom at 6:30. Ne'er has that happened.
So he
even my
woke up with the first alarm.
Well, 6 is the first
Oh,
time.
so
he
sorry.
woke up at
What
the
was I
same
saying? Fair.
He doesn't have to wake up at 6. 6:30 technically is the time he told me he would
Okay.
wake up. So I guess 6 is his preemptive. 6:30 is get your butt. So he got out of bed at 6:30, was in his bathroom.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. I decided to read a book downstairs, and I was going to
Oh,
read
yeah, really?
past just a self-help book.
About what?
It's not self-help. It's just sit there for a while. I was like, oh, I guess I have
I
to.
could use some help today.
I have some time. Let me read it because I'm not going to call Archer down for school.
Okay.
I was going to read through that time, which is hard for me to do because being on time for school is
Uh-huh.
also me being on time.
Uh-huh.
He comes down at 7:30. And I just said, I didn't give him a compliment because I said one day, because he said, the reason why I was late, I'm sorry, because I was toweling off. I said, well, when you go to your boss and say I was toweling off, he's not going to be like, oh, okay, you're toweling off. I said, whatever.
We all got to
excuse
towel
you-
off. Your excuse.
So I didn't want to overly praise him for being on time because your boss is not going to praise you for doing the bare minimum being on time.
Yeah.
So I just said, my son is on time.
Yeah. You know, sometimes that, whatever that is, where it burbles out and you have to say it. And I'm like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. But then if you sing it, to just say it, singing your inconvenient requests, I feel, is annoying to everybody, but makes me feel better about how I said it.
It does.
I even said, move that over, Corey Miracle.
You get a little closer to the heart.
So that's an interesting one.
Yeah, so that was my big one where I could tell he did not like that conversation. But I said, it's not about me. This is totally about you.
I think parents are meant to set their kids up to fail or fly.
Yeah. And I said, I did tell him the other day, I'm your biggest advocate. When life gets hard, you'll be ring-a-ding-a-ling me.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to try to be in your corner. So to make me feel dumb, your biggest advo.
Archer's in that age where like, I didn't want that anyways. But I was like, but you did. So
Yeah.
But I think my personal theory about that type of behavior is like, I feel awkward. So I'm going to break the
Yes.
attention by saying something that would make this person
Yeah.
run away.
So I had gotten him a Valentine's Day card and wrote something nice in it. And I said, okay, read it aloud, And he was like, Tim, I thought. I said, you're trying to make me feel dumb. Won't work. Because I am. I said, but I'm your advocate. So read it as I wrote it. And then he read it better.
This has been me and Corey's lunch topic. It will be our lunch topic today. I can feel it. But it's good, man. This is what it is. At the end of the day, I got to sneak it in at the end of the day. In summary, I don't have kids. So it's really just watching somebody else do what I probably don't think I'd be good at. I think I'm way too codependent. I think I'd be
Yeah.
like walked all over.
So
And be like, well, that's just
The people in life you don't like relationship with are the ones whose parents didn't say time management is on you.
the
ones who are
just
late,
yeah.
Who
I would
your time
have
isn't important. Their time is more important.
I would have the kid that everybody hates to see it coming as an adult.
I think yours would have some
Clean.
PTSD.
Some clean clothes. That's what we would have.
Okay,
I-
number 20.
My Twinterest. My Twintellect. Okay, this is my theory. Bitcoin, right? This made up but not made up math problem, energy bills, whatever. Bitcoin at its peak, we just looked it up, was 123,000 a coin, right? So you don't have to buy the whole coin; you can buy parts of
Part
it,
of the coin.
but you're essentially buying stock in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Unlike buying stock in a company that actually exists, you're buying stock in something that isn't regulated.
Doesn't necessarily exist.
They said it exists because people believe it's the Santa
I
Claus
just
of
don't understand.
right. So Bitcoin earlier, I think it just this summer was worth 123,000 a coin, right? So you could buy a
It's
fraction.
been volatile in the past, but the height of it was
But
this.
remember, at one point it was worth nothing, and then it was. That's
Yes.
where you see these people. They got bitcoins. You know, always the old adage that the pizza guy at Meta was paid in Bitcoin, and that was
Yeah.
worth $100 million.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy who threw away the hard drive with Bitcoin on it, and then he spent 3 years digging through and confined it in
Yeah.
the trash cans in the United Kingdom? So, anyways, Bitcoin today has dropped down to 66,000, 63,000. I think just last week was in the 50s. The question is it on sale or is it worth nothing?
That's
And
the
to
same
see
gamble with the stock market,
gamble-
except for the stock market has actual companies behind it.
I know. So they're saying, but at one point, Bitcoin, everyone said it was worthless until it wasn't worthless. Now, is it worthless today or is it another instance where it isn't worthless? And I think
Here's the thing: a lababoo.
boo.
When they were made, people were calling them ugly. Then they were swampled up so much so that people were reselling them. For
But at one
extra-
point, they had that value.
at one point, now laboobs are just everywhere.
Do not call it a laboob. There are, but I say so. It exists because people believe it exists, and it
The
doesn't.
value is because people believe it's valuable.
Well, they also believe we're in an AI bubble. The .com bubble of our generation, they're claiming is AI. But you in this earlier said, I believe it will be here forever.
Yes.
You are not a bubble believer, a bubble popper.
The .com bubble?
The .com bubble popped. We lived through that one.
It popped? Are we still in it?
No, the .com and the valuations for the websites that were worthless.
Okay,
So
yeah.
all these AI
Oh,
companies.
no. AI right now, I only can digest the news at the gym because I don't have cable. Like, as soon as someone says, we're taking on blah, blah, blah with AI, blah, 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 like the stocks are tanking.
Right.
So I know we're in a
But
weird
do you
bubble.
think AI, we have to get Eugene in here.
Do I think it had what?
Is it bubble?
I think that someone's making
Is it a Michael Bublé?
robot that is
Sentient.
by AI. I just saw someone who said that she had a breakup with her AI because she wanted to marry her original chat GPT AI, but it had been discontinued, this chat. But she had fallen in love with him.
Huh?
But they were like, you better say goodbye to Sandoval. And she did a big
Maybe
long.
we all need a Sandoval.
I know.
Okay, I gotta switch the camera.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Let us know if you're missing Bitcoin. If you're rich and we're not, please let us know.